Crew want to prove that this Cinderella run that they went on was no fluke, but the Giants want to show the world that they are the real deal and not to be trifled with. I'm expecting a fantastic match from both of these teams.
He might be blinded up, but he's got teammates to cover. And Crew are dominating in round 11.
Oh! That's humiliation.
Have before to play through that utility. His teammates fragmented, but Vitinho chooses his moment to strike, stepping up when it matters the most, and it's Vitinho to find it.
They are clearing that angle this time. Cloud, though, has done well surviving. He's blind and still spraying away, but it's Kesnet to massacre them.
Sure, he's gone down, but the teammates flooding the site. Nukia's double leaves it on Klaus to try and claim space, and he gets nothing. 13-10. Giants have stolen Crew's map pick and set up for a 2-0 if they can claim Pearl. Only Cloud standing in wait. Okay, he'll get the first. Cloudburst lets him by so far. Cloud with 3. That might be the round. Landing Vitinho on another, and now he's got the support of Hoodie, going to be much more willing to swing through and help him. Damage done, Davies down, Kesnet tagged through the wall at 8 rounds. Giants retake the lead.
They still have a snake bite, and they might not even need it, because they got Kesnet, who's just gonna pop ahead a second as well. They don't even need any of the util when this man's around.
We're holding on to mid, they put Vitinho here, and he's taking Kesnet out, following up for more. 14-12, 2-0. Giants are going for revenge.
Welcome back to day 6 of VALORANT Champions and our second elimination match of the day. It's NRG from the Americas region facing off against Zeta Division from the Pacific. Of course, Golden Boy here alongside once again with Mimi and Sean Garris as we look to break everything down for what is surely going to be an epic matchup. And, well, these two teams have actually played against each other before, fun fact, and this is a familiar territory, Mimi, for both of these squads.
It absolutely is. The last time these two teams played, or at least the core of NRG played against Zeta, was all the way back in Reykjavik. And if you remember, this is the run for Zeta, the moment where people believed in this team. And it was all put to an end by Optic, the players who have now gone on to become NRG. They ended up winning in Reykjavik. So for Zeta, after falling out of this miracle run and never really being able to match that again, I think there's going to be a big chip on their shoulders to get this revenge against those 3 players that beat them in Reykjavik.
And the best part about this matchup, Mimi, is the stylistic clash between the two. I couldn't think of a more, I guess, different opponent than the style that NRG runs. Zeta is willing to run like double duelist chamber across some maps, whereas NRG plays very safe, close to the vest. Outside of their split double duelist comp, you really don't see that style out of them.
Yeah. They've changed like so much as well since Reykjavik. Back then they were defined by this like super slow style, honestly playing really normal default comps. It's only recently with this LCQ run that Zeta have experimented with those comps. But when we talk about NRG, we have to talk about what this tournament has been for them thus far, because they were already a part of the biggest upset we've seen. I don't think anyone could have seen them losing to BLG.
It truly is unfamiliar territory for them, but if there is a shining light here, Sean, for this team, it's that this isn't a position that NRG are unfamiliar with. They know exactly what they've been in. They've been in these elimination games before, backs against the wall. They have a pretty decent win rate in these second matches.
They are the gods of running the lower bracket in tournaments. They are just so used to losing their opening game. But I thought we were past that stage within this core.
I agree.
And to see them here today, even though this is their history, right, it's still absolutely shocking.
It absolutely is, but as you could see there, they've won every single one of these. And the question I think on everyone's mind is whether NRG, it's another one of these classic slow starts, or if it's something more worrying. Is this actually going to be an NRG in weaker form? I learned towards the latter, just because I think even in that BLG series, the first half of that first map, they looked really good. I don't know how they managed to lose Lotus. They were 21-5 first kills to first death. Honestly, they had no business letting that map slip away, but they looked good up until they very abruptly did not.
Yeah, you look good until they weren't.
Yeah.
And that was a heartbreaker for them, but we did manage to get some quick words from Crashies ahead of this match with Dryad standing by.
All right, Crashies, I have a question for you. So after your match against Bilibili, you made a tweet, you made a post, you made a social media post about how, you know, you always have a slow start, but it's something that you're used to. How confident are you that this match today against Zeta is going to be the start of the deep run once again for NRG?
I'm super confident going into it. We know that we played about 30% of what we're capable of, so we're looking to bring it like to 200% today, give it all we have, and yeah, hopefully we win.
All right, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Of course, familiar territory for NRG in these types of situations here, but I think everyone was just caught off guard by the manner upon which they find themselves in this spot, which is what we were talking about before we heard those words from Crashies there. And as a matter of fact, we do have something from the NRG press conference. Like, if we could go and check out the demeanor, because I mean, Sean, they did look very much defeated, and that is not what you want from a team as highly praised as NRG is, you know?
Yeah, I think if the match was the day after this press conference, I think NRG would be running into some serious problems. Fortunately for them, though, they were able to, you know, have that frustration, have that anger settle in for a day or two, and then probably bounce out of it. And I've been there with teams before in the past. I think it's actually quite healthy, probably the way they're handling it. They get upset, they work through it, and then they bounce out, and that's how they make these runs.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's see if that is necessarily going to be the case here for NRG. But earlier on, though, we actually did get that opportunity to see in the press conference. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at that real fast.
That was a tough loss, guys. You guys looked very out of sorts in this game, especially on split. Was there a particular reason that you guys didn't look your usual selves? We saw you making a lot of mistakes and sort of unforced errors that you guys normally would not do, and it's not the sort of level we typically see from you guys. Could you expand? Sorry, this is to Chet and FNS. Thank you.
Honestly, I have no idea what happened today. I need to watch the VOD back because I just don't know.
Thank you.
Well, I think that steely stare there from Finesse pretty much says it all. The frustration, and also Chet. You could tell, right? It's just frustration across the board.
Yeah, even though they've been in these situations before, you can tell that they never take it lightly. But then you can see they're back on the stage today. They're laughing, they're smiling. And like you're saying, that's kind of the healthy process for dealing with the loss. It's honestly good to be mad, to be angry. If you're taking those losses and you're just like, man, it's whatever. That's honestly, that's how you get complacent. And if there's one thing about this core of how they've stayed so consistently on top in Valorant, it's that they never get complacent.
Yeah, it's definitely not all good for FNS right there. He was so upset, and rightfully so, right? He understands the first blood situation. He understood after going into split, they win the opening pistol, they lose that second round thrifty, and it was just... they looked mentally done at that point. And as an in-game leader, that has to be so frustrating for FNS.
Yeah, no, of course. But one bright spot for this team has been Sam for NRG, because it feels like he has really just been the one that's been willing this team. And, you know, it's quite fascinating. You're getting that from the young player on this team here, right, guys? Like, that is quite impressive for Sam in this year.
At what point do we stop being surprised, though? Because every global event, he turns up and he performs. Win or loss, it doesn't seem to matter, Sean. This guy, despite being really still fairly new to competing at this level, he's just so consistent.
Yeah, I said it before Tokyo, and I'll say it again. I believe he is the best controller in VCT Americas.
Yeah.
He can play across all of the controllers. There are certain individuals that play Harbor a little bit better than him, or might play Astra better, but he literally plays every single controller, from Viper to Brimstone to Harbor to Astra to Omen. He plays them all for NRG at an exceptionally high level.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead quickly, though, and move over to their opponents. on the other side of the stage, of course, Zeta Division, who are find themselves in a rough spot here. You go up against Fnatic match 1, and now you got to deal with NRG in match 2. That sucks, honestly.
Yeah, Zeta want to make another opportunity to go on a run like they did at Reykjavik. They had a great run in their LCQ, but they show up here and get possibly the unluckiest group ever. You face Fnatic the first time, and they struggled in this series. They weren't able to get very many opening kills at all. Despite running this double duelist chamber comp, it seemed like they never had early advantages, but I don't really blame them. You're playing a Fnatic in excellent form. I don't think anyone could have expected this game to be much closer than it was, but the thing is, you don't really get a second chance with how good the teams are in this tournament. You go straight from Fnatic to an NRG who's always so good in these lower brackets.
Yeah. And while it is unfortunate, that they did end up facing Fnatic, you do have to criticize the fact that they got 0 first bloods on that defensive half-up fracture, running double duelist chamber. I mean, you have to come into these games with new innovative ideas to take out structured teams.
Yeah, and that, I think, is just going to be the difference maker here. We'll see how this all pans out. It's going to be quite fascinating as we get ready for this matchup. The coaches are standing by for the map selection, so let's see where we're headed.
All right, let's jump in. NRG, you are higher seed, Team A or Team B?
Team B.
Team B. Zeta, you will be Team A, and we will start with your first ban.
Pearl ban.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Pearl ban.
Pearl?
Pearl, yeah.
And then your ban?
We'll ban Fracture.
Fracture, and map number 1.
フラクチャーバンスか悩むか。フラクチャー取りたかったふりしないと。これとこれどっちです？これ入ってる全部。ほんまや。Okay. Pick bind.
Okay, and side on bind.
We'll take attack.
Okay, and map number 2.
We'll pick Haven.
Haven, side on Haven.
Haven か。まあこっち取りますよ。Okay. Defense.
Defense. Okay, next set of bans starting with Zeta. You have Ascent, Lotus, and Split.
We are ban?
Yeah, next ban.
Team B?
You're Team A.
あ、そっか。Okay. 残りがスプリットとロータスとアセントってことはこれですかね。これだったっけ？いや俺ね多分こっちっすね。こっちをやるべきだったんですよ。あ、違ういいんだ。Okay. Ban Ascent.
Ban Ascent. Your ban, you have Lotus and Split.
We'll pick Split for last map.
Okay, so you'll ban Lotus. Map number 3 will be Split. Zeta, side on Split.
スプリットのサイドっすね。じゃあこれ取りますよ。こっち行きますよ。Attack.
Okay, I'm going to run through this, make sure we are all set. First set of bans, we have Zeta with Pearl, NRG with Fracture. Map number 1 is Bind with NRG on attack. Map number 2 is Haven with Zeta on defense. Next set of bans are Ascent and Lotus. Decider map 3 is Split with Zeta on attack. Good. All right, good luck to you both.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
Zeta Division. NRG.
Zeta have been put through the gauntlet in Champions 2023, having to face off against Fnatic, now needing to go up against one of the best from the Americas region. But that is a question on everyone's mind. Is NRG still one of the best in the Americas region? We're going to find out in this match right now.
NRG have been here so many times before. You lose your opener at a global event, you go down to the lower bracket. They're always good here. They've never lost this match, but for Zeta Division, they have history. They lost to these guys at Reykjavik. They shut down the best run Japan has ever had. And in the last tournament of the year, Zeta desperately want to recapture that.
I'm not gonna lie, Mimi, I feel like they have something up their sleeve right now. They were giggling when they picked Bind.
And they're picking Bind against NRG.
Wouldn't that be funny if we beat NRG on Bind and Haven? To
For
send
context, they're two best maps, one
Yes.
of which picked into by Zeta, which we haven't seen from them since Pacific. They didn't play once at LCQ.
This is a map that I think personally they are very, very good on. I've practiced against them on Bind in the past, and they have a lot of set plays. In the past, they're running double duelist. It wouldn't shock me if they were running double duelist here on Bind. And they're going to bring a play style that NRG just isn't familiar with. But like you said, this is a top of the pool map for NRG.
You said at the beginning of the day there was a 90% chance we would get a finesse masterclass. And if there was two maps to get it, it would be Bind and Haven. This guy is so good at calling on these maps.
What is blood cooking? That's what I want to know on the Zeta side. I'm genuinely curious because when we saw the series layout come in, you know, we were just like staggered, honestly. And even then though, if it goes to split, there even is an opportunity here for Zeta to close it out. It's going to be really hard, but I don't want to act like it's unrealistic because honestly, here at VCT, anything is possible.
Yes.
I mean, Prime Gaming Agent Select, they're playing Neon Rays into NRG's best map.
Artist locking in the chamber. Let's go. This is a comp that I am familiar playing against Zeta Division. I'm telling you, these double duelists run it down, and it is terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying once they get ults on the board. If your team is not hitting shots, they will flood the sites and they will win this game. I'm telling you that.
But NRG is so comfortable playing the slow style and attack, especially with this chamber. They're great at dealing with defensive aggression. And if you remember yesterday, Zeta didn't get a single first kill with their double duelist comp against Fnatic on their defensive side. That needs to change if Zeta wants to make another run happen for Japan.
Pressure is on for both of these teams as we get ready to jump into this game. It's going to be Zeta Division from the Pacific region looking to try and make the impossible possible against NRG on a map that they have been strong on before. But Sean has hope that this team will be able to pull it off on Bind. Let's see if it all comes to fruition and send it over to your casters. Here's Benjamin and the egg.
Benjamin and the Egg, lovely little fairy tale story as well. You can read it to your beds as a kid. But
are we getting a fairy tale story today?
Are we going to get that fairy tale story? The miracle run of Zeta Division, honestly. This is a revenge match that has been almost 2 years in the waiting for Zeta Division versus this NRG core. The miracle run was ended all the way back Reykjavik 2022. The desk has already set this one up for us. And today, I mean, we heard it in the pieces earlier as well that we're playing right at the beginning of the day. Crow was saying, we want that revenge against NRG. We want revenge against the core of this team that denied us that chance at Reykjavik to make history.
And this is in a very different position. This is to be eliminated from the tournament entirely. So a very different situation. But I can't help but think, even when Zeta were at their best, they weren't able to take a map away from this core. Can it be different here today? Sean is very high on the game plans that he's seen from Zeta Division with their double duelists. We haven't seen the composition be played in quite a while, and it looks like there's sand aggression here.
Yeah, already just walking out here for Zeta Division. Victor has taken out a clean kill. Not too much damage done on the Ivy side, and instantly a smoke drop down.
And immediately the narrative shifts. Zeta have managed to pick up a first kill on their defense side. And when NRG were playing that fateful split game where they ended up losing to Billy, both of the duelists, Victor and Artist, they went 2 and 8 combined in those first duels on their attack side. So that was a massive problem for them. One of the biggest reasons why they got upset on that map and in that series. I don't mean to overreact, but it started already with the first kill in the pistol.
And you got to think that Zeta's got something up their sleeves, picking Bind. Mimi mentioned it. The desk was talking about it, the giggling from Junior.
And Laz as well.
Yeah, Laz as well, with the pick.
Just having a cackle.
Here's the hit coming through, though. Smokes being played inside. Depp just making sure to cover those angles towards the back of it still as well. Finesse trying to work his way around. That is snappy from Depp. You love to see it.
Those smokes, I mean, ended up helping the Zeta players so much, dipping in and out there to be able to clean things up in the 5v4. NRG go down early. You've got to expect that they'll be anticipating aggression like that across the map. Again, one of the big things I felt that NRG were rushing, one of the details that was missing when they lost to Bilibili on Split, is that their duelists at the time, Victor and Artis, are expected to just get space for free, or get space based off utility. Like Sand, for example, there. You see the trademark gets thrown down, and Victor starts walking up, gets caught in transition. These peaks that come at unorthodox times, perhaps a little like what Laz is doing here.
This is a crazy angle.
Have caught NRG off.
Popped up on the box there using the util. First signs of life through the choke point, but I mean, just to touch on a prior point that we were making, the desk was talking about. If you're looking at two maps to expect a finesse masterclass, it would be Bind and Haven. You know, the calling style of NRG, they love to do a lot of fakes with those maps, especially on Bind. Just start to see the TPs being used here, but with Zeta picking it into them, you got to think they've got something up their sleeves, and the proactivity that we've already witnessed has been quite good.
Artis would be the danger player if there was one with 3 bullets in the head. Hunter, nobody's going to give him a peek. So NRG grouping up towards the weaker side of Zeta, but still the weaponry so good.
If they overwhelm, might be able to get a plan down here because they have grouped up towards long.
But there's double players with Spectres in sight. Sugar Zero and Crow should be able to hold this off.
That's very good, yeah. The molly from Sugar Zero's done an excellent job here. Are you really going to rotate here with 30 seconds? Spotted out, Artis pushed off of it. Thought he had some space granted towards him. The rest of his team had his back here, but they're going to be flooding right into this. Zen doesn't have a nade, so going to be able to use that one to deny the plan over the top of the box. Seeing that angle, lovely shot, hit and rattled with the classics. Plan is theirs.
What a whiff. I mean, that is unfortunate there. The two Zeta players falling in spots where they easily could have dealt with this. NRG have a massive chance of being able to clean this up, but it's still only Victor with a rifle.
Doubled up though. Stun, that's a connection onto Sugar Zero. No one wants to push. Take that ground off of it, tripled up. Damage definitely done towards him. Final player spotted out. Depp. He's got so much more to do here. Crashies weak, will fall.
And there goes
shot
the gun.
There. Upgrade obtained, but this crossfire setup should be surely a slam dunk already. Skipping over towards the side, forcing out. He spotted the 2 players, knows roughly where they are, but there's only 6 bullets left. He's going to force a clean fight. 2 classics, but again, time is against him, and it's being bought and purchased with finesse, paying for it with his life. He's won them the round. And NRG, it's going to be that MasterCard thrifty.
What a flip around compared to NRG when they played against Bilibili, and they themselves won pistol and threw away the second. NRG were very diligent there in terms of rotating around, looking for their opening, and eventually found it with that shot. Artis using a headhunter bullet to take down Laz, perched up in heaven. And not just that, snowballing instantly into a second, as 10 was unable to find his kill. Posted around showers. This is going to send the economy spiraling into the opposite direction. And a strange clash down short. Depp with a hero rifle.
Yeah, exactly. Potential, serious potential. With Artis falling, there was no follow-up there.
Not enough respect given there, I feel. Again, you know, it's very common for teams to go for some kind of eco push down short, and Artis is relying on the fact that he's got his rendezvous, believing in his reaction times to help him escape from any level of danger, gets caught. Could that be the opening that Zeta need in order to win another very unlikely thrifty round?
Calling a stack. Sole player with a rifle, which is Depp. He's left to just hold down A, which is where most of NRG are grouped. So, only a util for Crashies, but he doesn't opt to use it. Instead, they want to contact up behind the wall, dropping it down, facing together in case any players are here. It should be the plan for them, unless Depp can play spoiler. No one is actually going to be pushing him from behind in showers here.
Crashies isn't the one with the spike. He's just holding space for Som to be escorted in. And now Crashies, I thought was going to be holding showers, but instead is clear into the smoke.
No one's holding for it. Showers is not there. Depp isn't even looking in this direction, but plan denied. 30 seconds here. And now rotations abound here for Zeta Division. Not there with a fight. Trailblazer into the corner. The stun connects and eventually allows for that clean-up kill. Onto Finesse. The teleport rotation. Side on the either side, following around as the spike drop down. Hot on the heels, Victor does regain it, but time is of the essence. 10 seconds, has to use the satchels to get in and plant inside, but it's a 1 versus 3. And just like that, Any economical disadvantage does not matter. Okay.
2 rounds in a row where the team that comes in with mostly just classics has taken away the win. Another MasterCard Thrifty. They're all over the place.
Yeah, getting their money's worth.
They certainly are. Speaking of which, I mean, if you want a value round, this is it. It's Dep's position that ends up being the dagger in the back. I know it's still a 4v5 at that point, right? And NRG had already lost Ardis, but to me, the fact that there wasn't anybody covering, it's only Crashies trying to watch anyone who might push through the smoke and anyone who might be showers.
Yeah.
That's too much work for Crashies to do supporting someone on the plant. He needs help.
Dep on a heater purchase for the operator. He's holding this hookah bush. NRG, they have been contacting quite a bit. I do like the purchase. Nice way to shut it down. Onto the angle though, Crow might be about to absolutely feed or famine. Well, it's only the 1-for-1.
Like a modest snack.
Yeah,
not necessarily a feast or a famine.
Exactly, it's somewhere in the middle. But they're not rushing into it. NRG stopping the push. They get that pick, waiting it out.
It's a nice smoke there as well, allows them to retrieve the rifle. Crashies is wondering about any level of spam, but seems to have avoided it from Sugar Zero just for the moment. Dep hasn't given away, as far as I'm aware, that he's hopping from here, and here comes the push.
There's a smoke drop down, overdrive close to the corner here. You've got to try and do something about this one. Doubled up. It's the high-low, even with just the stingers. Som clean that one up now for the plant. Will go down. Nade sailing right over the top. Any damage done? Doesn't look like it.
Surely not another Thrifty, though. I mean, NRG is set up to win it.
Som's earned his ult. Only that, the weapons as well, holding onto Tube. Snakebite actually rebounding close. I think that was meant to go inside Tube. 10 clearing, but Som surely hits this one, yeah. Right into the sight lines. It's good for it. And NRG on the cusp. But have to be magic from Laz. Will he perform it? Here we go, shot misses. Knows where Som is roughly, but it's covered by Ardis. Swinging to the side. It's another MasterCard Thrifty.
I mean, if you're new to Valorant, if you're tuning in to Champions as the big event at the end of the year, normally having the rifles and the better weaponry does give you an advantage.
Yep, it should.
Don't go into your ranked games with only pistols expecting this level of success. But the methodical nature from these teams and the openings that they're being given by their opponents.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of all of this, Dep went for an operator in that round, was tuck cubby and couldn't deal with the hookah flood, and now he's kind of harmed his own economy. In theory, this could be a round where Zeta are able to purchase. It might even, dare I say it, be our first rifle round, except for the fact that Dep now doesn't have the funds because he purchased an operator.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really odd kind of half-buy-ish from Zeta that's still got some weaponry.
It is a strange one. I mean, you can go for a bit of a purchase with the weapons. Probably what I'm talking about now with this timeout. And they have earned some ults. Same on the other side as well. And there's the orbital strike and showstopper for Zeta Division. Maybe they can get back on the right track with this one. But the timeout ending, the chances are abound here. Just
now we're going to see, as the coaches evacuate, whether one of these teams can try and materialize an advantage. I've liked the way that NRG have been peaking together. You know, their drop out of hookah was a high-low. Their ability to get into hookah as well, trading off each other really effectively with the pistols and the stinger. Zeta are going to have to be a little cautious about that if their game plan is to post people up and try and take duels at early corners.
Not buying into it though. Got Dep the rifle, flash through the smoke. Anti-flash played by Crashies, so it didn't connect. Might give them a bit of false information, but really slow going for NRG.
On top of that, take a look at the Zeta buy. It's kind of all over the place.
It is, yeah.
It is, I guess, a force, because a bunch of these players are not going to be able to buy for the next round. But you've still got a Judge and a Sheriff in there. Sugar Zero is holding this.
Who's contact?
I would assume this is off. Crashies actually using the Trailblazer is what I would expect.
Oh, is it going to be used? No way. Victor shut down. Showstopper. 0 value gain. That's a -8. Artis has lurked his way up through into short, onto this angle, but a lot of sight lines to look out for, even with the operator.
There's no fast reaction from NRG based off the fact that they were stacking over towards B long.
Lad sees it surely, the jump spot.
Now we
Serious danger. Does reposition though, yep, 10 close to the corner here. Judge in his hands!
How does that kill?
And now the showstopper brought down! It's collected back to back in the round. As South Labs through the smoke. It's got to be watched for. Crashies is there, spots it with the gun. Just poking out. 20 seconds left. Orbital strike with another tap to try and bait this one out. They thought it was toward triple. Doesn't catch onto anything at all. Still buys time and a bit of confusion into the mix. Depths behind them. Putting the squeeze on. Finesse moving forwards, but he is spotted. Crow got his sights on it, so Zeta winning that one out, even with the dodgy buy.
Big play through the smokes there too. NRG have really struggled when hitting the A site to control these pushes from Zeta. They're getting stuck on site, getting pushed through a smoke or from showers. And Zeta once again with the weaker buy. Every round has gone to the team with the weaker buy. And we see once more, you know, one of those entry players just getting caught out. It's Victor here twice, once on the pistol and now here, you know, misreading the situation, I would say, in that spot. Not considering that there could be a player tucked over towards TP. And sending his showstopper. We've got a force on the other side now with a Bulldog, a Spectre, and a Guardian.
Yeah.
The economy is just a mess for the start of this game.
All over the place.
Both teams determined to claw their way back into this by force buying themselves to oblivion. And yet, it has worked so far for Zeta. We'll see whether NRG can do the same.
What a presence from NRG towards the side. Smokes are actually dropped down here. What a shot by Crow. Still, Dog at his heels, stuns him up. Laz, though, right behind him, into the smokes once more. Seekers pointing them in the right direction. Laz taking the timing through it. That's the spike drop down. Still, two players isolated onto the site. NRG really finding it a struggle. Artist late to the party on top of it. Som spots out Laz, brings him down, but plenty more to do. It's a double face. Great discipline from Zeta Division. Artist, he was late. He was over towards A. Dropping down, making a footstep, and now forced to save. I mean, operator, $200.
These smokes are not deterring Zeta. In fact, they're helping them. The double smokes that Som is putting down that kind of allow you to drop out of hookah, or potentially, if you were over towards B long, sneak into elbow, are just not working. And Artis is going for this as well.
I mean, making a play for this one.
I really thought he'd be saving at this point.
It's 25 seconds. Hoping that somebody peeks into his side. Just doesn't seem likely.
He's getting flanked as well. He's going to have to be cautious because Depth's coming around towards the bottom of B long. And at this point, when there's 10 seconds left, you really can't afford to be losing the op.
More left though. Does have the TP for safety. Will take it. Back out of there. Will they hunt him?
Look. Oh, both duelists were thinking about it just for a moment, but they're going to allow Artis to take his consolation prize into the next. NRG's buy not looking good. No real opportunity to force up around this op. It's all kinds of chaos that we're witnessing here. But in terms of their actual game plan, I'm not a fan of what NRG are doing over towards B. They're putting down two smokes towards, like I said, connecting kind of the bottom of hookah over towards like the elbow position. And whenever Zeta have a player that's in garden or looking towards B long, they're using the smokes to find timings on the NRG players as they go for a plant or as they clear back site. This is actually harming NRG more because Zeta are not deterred. They're just pushing through and finding timings. NRG would benefit more from having the vision to know that the area was clear. And remember back to just the round before this one, they also got punished by Zeta pushing through smokes on A. There's got to be an adaptation here, and NRG have already put themselves in a bit of a pit, just thanks to the unusual economy situation.
Yeah.
Chet's going to have his input here, but as the timer ticks down, you know, 3, 2, 1, and he's out. And now it's just down to the players to figure things out on their own.
Let's see if they can work it out, because right now, Zeta Division leading 4-2. It's their map pick a bind, which is unusual enough. We've already made mention of that. NRG's better maps, you know, historically, you think about this core of this team, the calling style really fits to the bill, I think, of how they like to play as a team. But we'll be jumping back into this one momentarily. Baron is about to fall. And the money, yeah, Not looking too good. Of course, that operator that Artis was able to save. But in instances like this as well, sometimes that operator that you're saving can just be a curse as well, because you feel like you can't really make any plays when you want to be taking risks on a half buys. You're almost incentivized to save it in a lot of situations. But this is a deep flank as well. Zeta are not messing around. And how unusual is this? On top of the fact, I mean, they're up against weaker weapons. Timing is missed. Victor was holding this angle. There's a trademark there.
Surely you don't break this and try and force the fight, though. On an anti-eco, this is already so much danger for the Zeta players. They could have got caught.
Much potential to just give away weapons. But it gives so much information as well to the anchoring players over towards A. Towards the back, they got to know that they're corralled and kept in wait.
And NRG have no clue that this has happened. They're trusting in the trademark. Victor's going to look behind him, doesn't quite spot it. No. He's focused towards market rather than this tucked position.
Yep, unaware of the timing. This one, here we go. It's going to be dropped down with the satchels to get through here. Sugar Zero, he's got a line up for the molly. Denying the default plant spot.
Trailblazer, though, they're going to realize there's someone fast behind.
Oh, yeah, now they are certainly. But time, again, it's just running so damn short. They've cut it all the way down. And that fast flank as well, all the information was theirs. Zeta playing this one perfectly. Has to be a miracle opening. Maybe Victor can do so, but the spike still dropped down. No one's retrieved this one. Into Showers looking towards the side of the smoke. Artis suspects nothing. Nothing at all. Vanessa over the top as well will be brought down. And traded 5-2. I cannot believe the cojones on Zeta to make a play like that. You're up against, you know, pistols and SMGs, whatever they had. And you're doing that with rifles against them.
Not just that, you know you're playing against a chamber composition where you're going to run into a trademark at some point. But with that trademark having to be closer to where the chamber is playing, it does offer you opportunities to get really quite deep, a lot further than you would in prior metas. It's not a disaster just yet for NRG, though. That was a bit of a half-buy. They're coming in here with the rifle round. But this has got to be a conversion if NRG want to stop the rot.
Satchel play with a flash. Controller Showers with no orb gain, so Crashies, he's got his Seekers. Does force out the pit almost instantly. A lot of util. Expended some shots as well. Rattled through, hoping for an easy kill, but that's still healthy.
Crashies has Trailblazer, has Seekers. There are tools here from the sky to put a lot of pressure on lads.
I mean, the crazy thing is as well, I mean, Showers control given up. Zeta moving off and away from the side actually for a heal, so they've given up control of that. But the timing's not taken. Now the Trailblazer. See all of this one broken pretty early.
And nobody really spamming off the back of it either. I thought that was going to be part of the idea there for NRG to gain some control.
And a good smoke. It was dropped down in Showers.
It looks like they don't want any piece of it. They have pulled 3 players over towards A and put a little bit of fear in the heart of Laz. But now they're going to have to try and get through Depp, who's once more holding a bit of an unusual position.
Yeah, but also of a potential for disaster with the amount of time that's on the clock again. I mean, NRG have not been getting the openings they want. They've really just been in a chokehold.
Oh, look at the rotate.
Close, off angle, calling for the rotate. Now, util in their hands. Stuns, lay it down onto the floor to safety. Many numbers as well, now rotating over. Zeta making sure there's no gaps in their play. Although, as I say, that Depp, that is cheeky. Out of the smoke, but no opportunity for play here for NRG. You just got to back away and save your guns once more. NRG, they cannot get anything done.
They really can't. There's no opportunity to open a pick. They're slow. It's been difficult for them to find openings. I feel like in the past we would have seen NRG very decisively try to deal with that pit. Already a protocol in mind for how to deal with something like that. And instead it feels like they're a little lost in these spots. And if you'll forgive me for being a bit poetic, this year I feel like NRG remind me of, they're like an artist that gets a little older, and then they're trying to recreate the masterpieces and find that flow state of their youth. all the familiar lines are there, you know, all of the, it's technically solid, but the magic and all of the brush strokes is just gone, and it leaves the overall effect dull. You're missing the magic that separates a great painting from a work of art. It's just not there right now.
Magic might be on the side of Zeta Division. We know how much it means to them as well. They want a chance. Got to remember, elimination game. Nade into the corner. Sugar Zero is blinded, but does use the TP to evacuate. He might be in trouble. Chance for a pincer, but no, it just gives up that B-long control while Artis is watching.
There is only a single player defending B currently. Of course, they know that one of them had to take the DP. Seekers used, and now Crashies should have some under... How many Seekers are being used?
I'm not too sure, actually. It's just faking us out, I think. Doesn't look like they are being used. Orbital strike. Into the back. Som using that to try and clear out. They didn't really get the answer they were looking for, but now that Artis has all of this ground gained, kill, the potential's there, yet not anticipating it. So Laz is brought down. Showers. Control there. The Snakebite have to skip over towards it. This time, front section of the site is there. Victor doesn't win the fight out. Has to hold that one. Still it's Artis. Slow field, drop down as well. It's going to make it difficult for Zeta to really push forwards now. Using a Trailblazer. Another shot. Rattle. Two still in the chamber. Artis bringing them all down. They're calling for it. Artis is hunting for it.
I don't think he's going to be offered the opportunity. It looks like Depp is already thinking of evacuating. No, he was just clearing behind.
They have money to make a go of this one. Into the corner. Artis is down. Damage done to Depp, though, in time. He's starting to hear it tick. Not a chance, really, with it. Crashies can play inside. First point of contact. Crow just hoping to take away the guns as well. Maybe keep the zone. Will not get that. So,
talking about keeping weaponry, though. NRG had a chance of being able to get out earlier than that and keep Crashies alive, but it's not going to harm them too badly. This round, much more familiar in terms of NRG finding those nice positions, making sure that they get that the pit down towards lamps. That is a finesse classic, and working the round kind of, you know, with that as the pivot point for how they want to play those situations. Also managing to get good value out of the tour de force. Despite the fact that Victor lost the duel. Zeta is still in the driving seat here. We're going to go into a bit of a tech pause. I am very confused what happened with the Seekers. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you, Brent.
Yeah, I mean, that just broke my brain.
Someone had somebody's trail.
Yeah, it was going on.
But I'm not sure who.
I was like, wait a second, Old's still online. Yeah, not too sure, but...
Still, this is a tough spot for NRG to be in.
But the difference maker in that last round was, I think, is you're seeing the general game plan of Artis being the late lurk player. The rest of his team kind of poking over towards one other area of the map. And that instance, Artis managed to get a lot of space. Here in the rotations, pushing up, and crucially as well, they had a lot of time on the clock to make their play. It's been, kind of burnt down to the final 30 seconds or so. But in that instance, they did have a lot of time to work with.
They also navigated the early round fairly well. You saw Zeta going for a play where they tucked a player towards that B-long teleport, and that's a spot that caught Victor completely off guard in one of the prior rounds, and this time send an A towards it immediately, as well as using the Trailblazer to take B-long off the rip. So that contributes to taking map control super early and also pushing people to the other side of the map. What are we spotting out there?
Paid actor, yeah.
Wait, you're getting paid for this?
Anything else? What is that? NRG, I can't read. I didn't go to school, but I can't even read that sign. It's gone too quickly.
There have been some good ones. I have liked it. The creativity's always good.
Freeze frame. We'll be finding out what the issue is shortly as well. For now, I could speculate, I could guess.
I wouldn't like you to do that.
You don't want me to guess and speculate?
Wouldn't like you to do that, to be honest.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right.
But considering the map pool here, there's got to be questions racing through Finesse's mind. You heard it from Sean, 90% chance of a Finesse masterclass today. Especially when you consider the map pool is Bind and Haven. Historically, the two best maps for his calling style.
Oh, yeah.
And the attack side in particular is where he loves to, quite literally, finesse his opponents. So, with the score being 3-6, he's hoping for a large recovery. And Zeta, if they can just keep hammering this home, they'll be set up real pretty and feeling great about the jovial, whimsical pick of Bind.
Yeah, they are coming into this match with some whimsy for sure. I mean, the map picks as well, giggling the entire time. There's some inside joke there. I don't understand Japanese. I wish I did. But
it is strange
they knew something we didn't.
I mean, think about this comp for Zeta on Bind. Sean was setting up the fact that they played double duelist here, so it hasn't come as a massive shock, even though we haven't seen it in the last 3 months or something, Zeta playing this map. But also, if you told me Zeta are picking Bind here, I'm saying, well, Laz is playing Chamber. Of course, Laz is on Chamber. That's why they want to play Bind. And yet we don't see that at all. They're putting their eggs in a different basket. And it's Depp actually who's really had a step up since those old runs. They stuck to this roster, they believed in these players through thick, through thin, and there's been quite a lot of the thin recently. But Depp has been a bit of a shining light within his region.
He's popping off.
He's popping off currently too.
Yeah, 13 to 5. Yeah. He is dominating, and they have a clear idea. I think, as well, I want to take a closer look again at the composition and how Zeta play it when the sides switch around, when they get onto the attack side themselves, because one of the things I have noticed is part of the reason I really do enjoy seeing Laz on the chamber is he is a lot more proactive, takes a lot more space. He's more active with it on their attack sides, when otherwise, you know, Zeta Division, they kind of just, they're quite static. They don't really do anything on their attack side defaults, but, I mean, starting defense side is good for them.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, not that they particularly got the choice here, too. I'm interested to see whether Zeta can also keep this up and where the form looks like for NRG. They said that they only played at, what, about 30%? Is that what Crashies said in that Arrivals interview where he was talking about the game against Billy? And we know that this core can sometimes have slow starts in tournaments, but they have never lost in a match like this. Sure, they've been upset in their first round group stage matches, but they haven't gone out immediately. No. The slow start has always been followed by a quick recovery when it comes to this core. And this would be an extraordinarily different situation if they weren't able to make it past Zeta.
Don't show this one. I saw it earlier. I mean, listen, hopefully they're not watching.
Just sneeze on camera or something.
Well, don't do that. But yeah, I mean, the 6-3 lead by Zeta.
It's possible that this pause takes a bit of the wind out of their sails too.
Does,
you know?
yeah.
When you've got a player on the other side like Finesse who's going to be thinking about the way that Zeta have been playing the defense side, and he hasn't had VODs to study, remember?
But, yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, I was just thinking as well, you know, NRG, I normally think of them as, you know, quite a mentally intact team when they're going for these tournament runs. They take a bit of a punch, but they bounce back usually. But they're quite ego-driven, I think, in their approach as well. They firmly believe that they're better than all their opponents they're playing against. They, you know, they don't tend to show too much respect, I would say, as well, when it comes to, you know, in the server play. They really do, you know, believe that they are the better team on every given day. And what I saw signs of was just cracks in the mental a little bit in that Billy game in the upset, where especially map 2, kind of just ramming ahead against the brick wall, not really changing up the game plans too much, which I thought was a little bit unusual.
Well, here's the other thing too. There's a bit of a smile on Crashies' face there, and you know, if he's having some issues with, you know, the ultimate, as it seems like in round 9. At least they won it, you know. At least the NRG aren't, you know, tilted because something's happened out of their control to take the round away from them.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's silver linings there.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, this problem's going to take a bit longer to sort out, unfortunately, as well. We're going to send it back to the host desk as well. GB, what have you got for us so far?
Well, you know what? I have plenty for you. Actually, Mimi does.
I do. I have a game. Sean, do you guys like fun? Good, me neither. I don't like it at all. But we're gonna do it anyway, because there's a tech pause. I have a simple game here for you guys. It's fan or fraud. We've played this before back in America, but this is a new one. We've got some pretty good signs out there from the fans who have...
Wow.
I don't know what
Are they
this
calling
is.
you a fraud?
I'm not a fraud, guys.
They're calling you a fraud.
No, I'm not a fraud. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the
So
game.
you're calling the fan a fraud?
Yeah.
I'm calling everyone a fraud. I guess I don't want to call Ben Kai a fraud. Let's move on and explain the rules. They're simple. I'm going to show you 2 signs. One of them real from the crowd. Great. One of them completely fabricated and phony. Let's go with the first one, and you guys have to guess which one is real and fake. And audience, you guys can join as well. Let's take a look at this one. We have 2. On the left, please don't steal my wife, Potter. And on the right, #1 Potter fan.
Ooh.
I'm going to open it up to you 2 first. What do you think?
They want us to say that the fan is B and that the fraud is A. That's what they would want us.
That's what they want?
I think I've seen A, so I'm going to say A is the fan.
Okay,
I'm gonna say
I want to ask you guys in the crowd, do you think A is fake? How about B? All right, a pretty good amount of B ones. I can confirm to you now, this is fabricated. I'm not a real fan of the game. #1 Potter fan? It's me, baby. That's me. I love Potter. Please reply to my messages, Christine. Moving on to the next one. Let's pull up the next option here. That was the real one, by the way. I hope she doesn't steal your wife. Let's look at the next sign here and figure out if this one is real or fake.
Boy.
What do you guys think? The left one. That's a lot of text.
What is happening there?
I don't know what that one says, guys.
I've seen what the play. He doesn't even use a monitor. He visualizes a map in detail, recording competitive in his mind. He is Okay.
I don't think you did a very good job reading that. What do you think is real or fake?
Oh, I feel bad for whoever wrote A. I just feel bad for whether...
You guys are no use. Guys, word jumble. Real? I don't know what that means.
I'm going B.
But it real. All right, how about B? Is B real? All right.
It sounds like they're saying
real.
yeah all the time.
I can confirm to you guys that some poor soul in production had to write all of this, and I'm so sorry to whichever poor soul had to do this. We can.
It might have been Kurt.
What else does it say?
Is that some kind of meme? What is all that?
His godlike perception highlights all enemies within light years. His eyes are closed as his mouse gracefully swerves across the table, making immaculate twitches. As he flicks from head to head, the bullets that escape his gun barrel are surgical, each making a deadly strike in between their opponent's eyes.
Wow, I
Go
hate
Fnatic.
that sign.
I love it. I think it's really good. I think it's artistic. All right, next sign. Pull it up.
She gives it to me.
You can have the sign because you hate it. Let's look at this one.
Jeez.
Is this real? Is this fake? Let's see.
Oh, man. I feel like we've been missing. We're 50-50 so far.
Okay.
Ooh.
Little bro, Paper X.
Oh.
Guys in the crowd, is Paper X fake?
Paper X is fake.
It's fake. You
Paper
guys
X
think
is
it's fake. Okay. How about B? Little bro, fake? People believe in
There's
Little
so
Bro a
many
little
Little
more?
Bros
Are you aligned?
that I've seen. Yeah, Little Bro is real.
Little Bro's real?
You think Little Bro is real?
I'm actually saying that we have some talented artists in our crowd.
We do have
I
some
think
good ones.
A is the real one.
We also have some talented artists in production, and I can confirm to you that Paper X is fake. This was not created by a real fan of the game.
I pride myself on being good at these useless games, and I'm failing dramatically
failing
right
quite
now.
poorly. You want this sign?
Really draw.
It's really nice.
It actually is
Yeah.
quite beautiful.
Yeah, they're about to win the
Better than
tournament.
this, whatever this is.
You guys have actually been doing much better than GB, so congrats to y'all.
You guys are really good at your jobs. Clearly I'm not.
Let's move on. I have one more for you
One
guys
more.
to take a look at. Let's pull this one up. Our two options. Sean, I want you to go first. The cat or the penguin?
This is. I think I've actually seen the penguin in the crowd. I think I've seen it.
So you think that's the fan?
And if I haven't seen the penguin, I feel like I'm going crazy.
Shrine, is the penguin the fan?
B.
How about the cat? Like two people?
The cat's pretty fire. I hope the cat's in your hands.
You
I wanna
guys are
keep
all
the cat.
really bad at this game.
No shot.
The penguin is fake.
What?
It's fake.
I saw
I
that.
swear
I
I've
saw
seen
someone
that.
with the tacta
We
penguin.
can recreate things. We have that technology. I also have a future career at Quiznos, it would appear, because I can spin these around pretty well. I don't
At the
know.
rate we're going at, we'll all have a future career at Quiznos.
If this tech pause keeps going, who knows? This is
Where's
probably
the
the best
other one?
artwork I've ever seen.
Where's the other one?
Yeah.
The other one?
Yeah.
Which
wait,
one?
wait,
Number one
this-
Potter fan?
Oh no! So we didn't have the fan.
No,
Oh.
it's just a shot
No.
from the cam.
You think we would rob the audience? Who do you think I am? Do you think I would go out there and steal candy from a
that's
baby?
That's a nice poster. It's ours now.
It's a
So
nice
what was
poster.
my score at the end there? What? We're 1-3, 1-4, 1-2.
I want you guys to decide. Yell out a number. I won't be able to hear what it is, but just trust me.
0.
That's a pretty good consensus.
Who said 0?
Great consensus,
I will
honestly.
find you and punch you in the neck.
I don't think you can fight a whole crowd. I think you're losing that one.
Just neck shots. Everyone be okay.
He may know The Rock, but he's not The Rock. You're not him.
He watches a lot of wrestling.
You're not him.
I do know an elbow drop.
Hey,
from
anyways,
top
if the
rope.
tech pause continues, can you call up The Rock?
You know what?
Like
I'll
we
consider it. Only if you're nice to me.
Okay.
In any case, though, guys, we apologize, obviously, for this tech pause. Hopefully, you guys had a little bit of fun with us there. We're still going to figure out what the issue is on stage. But for now, though, we actually have something to throw out because, guys, brackets around the world were busted when Billy took down NRG in their opening matchup. So let's go ahead and hear from Finesse and get his take on what went wrong in that matchup.
For starters, we made a lot of mistakes that we don't normally make in scrims and even prior tournaments, where we're just throwing away post plants. We had figured a lot of it out, or at least we thought we had, but today it just felt like a lot of that fell apart. Can't really blame one individual because there was like mistakes all over the board, and I just think it's more of a communications thing and sort of being put in a position where you're playing not to lose all of a sudden because you're down by so many versus a team that doesn't have much experience at all.
Chance. Som now has too many targets, but he deals with them so well. Snaps back to attention. Stunning from Som.
When we played as poorly as we did against BLG, it hurts a lot, and we're very self-critical. So we just kind of look at it and go, okay, like we played badly, they played great. We need to fix these mistakes, and we say way worse things to ourselves than anyone in the social media is going to say to us. So we have much higher expectations of us. I mean, we've been here before 100 different times, and we've consistently proven that we're not out yet. So I think they know at this point that we're not to be, you know, trifled with or put in a position where you can underestimate us. But you can if you want. That's cool too.
Hey,
yeah, you know, whatever you want. Live your truth.
If you want to underestimate us, totally can. Well, I tell you what, though, Zeta certainly aren't right now because they're looking pretty solid in this one. And Sean, you know, I have to think, like, for NRG, it's obviously going to be a bit frustrating for them to be in this position, long delay like this, and also kind of on the receiving end of some of those rounds way that they went.
I actually think it's good for NRG to get this breather because the pace that I feel like Zeta were playing at, they were catching them off guard in a lot of these first bloods. The thrifties were coming out left and right. I mean, Mastercard's the true winner of that. Those first 9 rounds, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, well, you know what? Let's pay some more bills, shall we? And we're gonna send it to a quick break. When we come back, hopefully we'll be able to jump back into the action. But if not, you'll hear my lovely voice. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
I love that.
Hello, everyone, and I'm sure you are saddened to hear my voice right now. But don't worry, I come with good tidings. Hopefully, we don't need that much longer here, but we did need to restart the map, and things are kind of getting worked on right now. So our crew's all handling everything, and you'll stick with us for a little while, and then we'll shoot you back over to Brendan's Sideshow to get through for at least this first half here. But let's go ahead though and talk about what we have seen so far, because so far, I think there were a lot of questions. And Sean, you were the one that, you were the believer from the beginning. You weren't like sideshow, flipping logos upside down. No, you believed in Zeta Division in this composition, and it's working out.
It's working out really well. The hookah aggression on the pistol that caught Victor bottom sands, that was kind of pivotal because that gave Zeta the impression that they can aggress. And then the third round, they aggress short A. And then later on, NRG is shelling up and playing so passive, and that's exactly when Zeta calls a trap play on Belong. I think they're playing the game perfectly right now, and they're reading NRG at every turn.
Yeah, and on this B site in particular, I really like the way that they've been anchoring. Using a Brim Smoke actually on site to allow players to flood back site, wait for NRG to invest all their flashes to get out, and then commit to fighting back in with this double duelist comp, combining the stun and the nade, like you're talking about with some of those trap play ideas, has been really good. And also just the fast rotates this comp allows. I've been impressed with Zeta thus far. I think it was really hard to gauge how good this team would be because their first match was against Fnatic, and they got rolled, but everyone gets rolled by Fnatic, so it was kind of hard to know. But thus far, I feel like they've been in really good form, and I'm glad they decided to take the risk in picking Bind.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did that as well. We were all scratching our heads, but clearly Zeta had a plan, and so far, so good for them. But let's actually go ahead and get a quick word from Zeta's Crow about his thoughts heading into this matchup, needing to face Fnatic early, needing to face NRG early. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
負けてしまったんですけど、自分たちの強みを生かした戦い方とかは、ラウンドを、きれいに取ることができたりとか、そういうのは、自信につながりました。もうとにかくFnaticの個人技もそうだし、試合中の、修正力、ラウンドをちょっと取られたりとかするともうすぐ修正してきて、目標を設定してたわけじゃなくて、自分たちのやれることを全部、出し切ってどれぐらい取れるんだろうっていう気持ちではいて、結構自分たちはギリギリになってから強くなることが多いし、しかも初戦がFnaticだったので、もう個人的にはFnaticより強いチームと当たることはないと思ってるので。
Yeah, the aftershock's gonna pull him off, but he did get halfway there. Chronicle has fallen. 3v2 in favor of Zeta. Alfir and Leo still up, still trying to make something happen, but it's Laz who cleans it up.
どうなるかわかんないですけど、その、アウェーな状況でも、スーパープレイとかでひっくり返せるような選手が揃ってるので、それで自分たちにその風が向いてくれたらいいなと思ってます。Fnaticに負けてしまったんですけど、ここから、できることをやって修正して、NRG 戦挑むので。
Crow exactly is doing just that. Him and Zeta, they are bringing it to NRG here, up 6-3, as we're still waiting for this tech pause to resolve here. But Mimi, you know, they knew that going into that game was going to be difficult against Fnatic, but there is an opportunity here for Zeta to go on a turning point, to have that turning point against NRG.
I think Zeta's kind of approach mentally to international events is always really good for me. When we talked to them ahead of Reykjavik, they were saying things like, our hope is to win one match. We're going to come here, we're going to do our match, we're going to win one match. And after that, it was just, I hope we win another match. I hope we win another match. They really set very reasonable expectations. They don't put a lot of pressure on themselves, while also hoping for the best and wanting to push further. And I think that's part of the reason why this Zeta team, despite their struggles throughout the last year and a half since that run in Reykjavik, have stayed exactly the same. They're the longest standing roster in the VCT.
And it's also why I think they won't crumble at any point in this series. I don't think the pressure is necessarily going to get to Zeta. Whereas I feel like the pressure can come to NRG. They can feel the moment, and they don't want the loss so bad that it could cause them to crumble in late game situations.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And they're certainly feeling this one right here. But, you know, we still have a little bit of time. So, you know, want to keep everyone realistic out there and let everyone know what's going on. We're still making sure that everything is nice and squared away over on the main stage. But for time, though, for the time being, rather, let's go ahead and test the Death's power of observation. I can't speak English today, but the good news is don't need to for this next game, because it's called
you do.
Where Are You At? And you know what, guys, the rules are very simple as well for this one. It's another little filler game. You know, we're going to see a very small portion of the map, and then you're going to have to guess which one it is. And crowd, you guys are going to be involved in this one as well. So let's go ahead and bring up our first map and so guess where it's at, because this is actually a very difficult game. So we'll do a few of these until we have to actually jump back into the action here. So let's go ahead and bring that up. The first map is ready, and I'm actually curious to see where it's going to be. Oh,
yeah, I'm excited. Remember, people in the shrine, yell if you know the map already. We got a game box. Yeah. I think this might be arcade on Fracture. Surely, it's an arcade machine.
Crowd, what do you think it is?
I think you're right.
I heard Haven. I heard Bind.
I hear a lot of Fracture.
I heard Mushroom. Oh, Fracture.
Let's zoom it out a little bit.
What we have there, and do we have Brennan Sideshow? I think Brennan Sideshow also can jump in this as well. Oh, it's pending.
It's what?
What?
Okay, I would have never
This
guessed
is the
that.
corner of Bind. That is insane.
I didn't even know there was an arcade cabinet there.
I feel like I get punished for playing low settings every time we play this game. It's like you never notice
That's a
this
good
stuff.
point. That's a good point. Yeah, we can't win this game.
We can't. We're actually going to lose.
Impossible.
Let's try another. I think we have time for another one, and I think we have Brennan Sideshow too, so we can probably get them involved as well since the lights are on, and then
They don't
have
like
to,
fun.
They have to work right now.
Don't make them have fun.
They hate fun.
Let's see, what is the next map here? Oh, okay. All right. The big screen's better for my old eyes.
Oh man, these are hard.
What is this? Is it a scent? I know there's like floaty stuff all over the place on a scent. There's a little bear. Crowd, what do you think?
All right.
I'm going Pearl, yeah. I
hear
heard
some
someone in the crowd say
Brand,
Pearl. That's
Sideshow,
what comes to my
what do you
mind.
think it is,
I'm
buddy?
thinking a scent. I'm thinking a scent. I'm thinking it's like under the floorboards of like Boathouse or something.
I think this is League of Legends.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm quite good at these,
I've
but
never seen this.
I think, is this Yeti who they got to like source all of these?
Maybe-
Yeti knows so
maybe
many
Pearl.
hidden
So
spots.
difficult. I'm saying
And what do you guys think it is? Someone said Valorant.
It's definitely
That person
Valorant.
from the arena.
It's definitely
That person, get him out of here.
Let's get the reveal.
Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. I'm genuinely curious.
Oh, it is a scent. Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
Where is So this is like above gelato to the left.
Also,
in A-main.
you're not going to get your deposit back on that place. I mean, that is just.
You're not gonna get your house back, GB.
No, because they are floating into the ether. That's why. Let's now see our next map. We have one more. Another. It just got corrected. So let's see. Next map. Oh. What in the Pearl?
That's under A-side Pearl. I think that's under A-side Pearl.
It's got to be Pearl.
Yeah, I'm going under A-side Pearl.
Brad and Josh, is it Pearl?
Why are you guys so confident it's Pearl?
Because I trust the
I think it's
crowd.
behind those
It's
bars.
actually really hard when someone says
you
something
look
to
up-
push against the
when you
status
look
quo.
under the little bars.
I would have
you
guessed
know?
like Fracture.
The crowd's smarter than us, guys. We just have to
Alternatively,
accept
it could be Breeze, and this could be a
Josh's face. I know you guys can't see
going
it, but he looks very concerned.
Josh, what do you think it is?
I'm doubting everything I've ever known about Valorant. I've never seen any of these places before in my life.
Well, you know what, Josh? Maybe you should play the game more. How about
Play
that?
the game more?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you have to be like nose-flipping around the map to understand where these are. I mean, I think it's Fracture because Fracture has the different color. It has like both the. It's got the orange and the.
wait,
it's got
Haven
the orange
also
and the
has both
blue.
colors.
You know?
No, this is under A-side
All right,
Pearl.
crowd says Pearl. They were adamant. Let's see if it's true. Sean felt comfortable.
Like by dugout. No?
Where is this?
And
It is Pearl. Dude,
Wait, how
do
did
you guys know
Dude,
this?
what are you guys doing? You're no clipping around the
No
map.
wonder, Mimi, no wonder we're losing so much. You guys don't even know the maps.
Yeah.
Bro,
People at
what?
chat can't win if you guys don't know the maps.
Dude, we literally only qualified to
I've got good
playoffs.
crosshair placement. I'm not looking at the ground all the time like a bronze player.
Sure, Josh. Sure. All right. Next one. Oh my word! We're gonna keep doing
We're
this. I
gonna
think.
run out of maps.
We're gonna run out of maps, and then we're gonna just go to League of Legends maps after that.
Oh my
Oh, I know this. I think it's Split,
I drew
right?
that
I'm
for
pretty
my
sure it's
mom
in
the
the
other
cafe
day.
in Split.
Is it Split? I'm saying Breeze. I think
I think a
that's
fan
Breeze.
drew this one. Are we still playing that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
are.
think this is fraud.
This one's
I've
a
seen this
fraud.
one in the crowd. I've seen this one in the
Fraudulent child drawing stick figures. Learn to draw, kid.
No, this is
Or
mid on Breeze.
Could it be the cafe? Wait, there's 3 cafes in the game, or there's 2 cafes.
I'm
There's
calling
the
Breeze.
cafe on Pearl. There's in the streetcar. There's the other cafe on Pearl. There's
Wanna
the
know
one
why?
on Split.
You want to
Then
know
there's
why
the-
it's not Pearl?
Why?
Because we just did Pearl, and that's not how segments work. It's
Well, I'm
Breeze.
saying it's Split.
If it's back-to-back Pearls, this is like a trick.
Yeah.
Brad, what do you guys think?
That's not right.
Breeze?
I didn't actually hear him.
Hold on.
That's Breeze.
Yeah, I'm hearing
that's
Breeze.
Everyone just yelled at me Breeze collectively. Let's go ahead and see the reveal.
It's not even in the map pool. If production did this, they're wrong to do this to us. It's not in the competitive map pool. Where's the competitive integrity in this game?
Oh my god, it is. Yes. Yep.
It's shattered.
I am enjoying seeing Mimi mauled in real
That's
time.
exactly where Angel used to Yoru TP to.
Oh, behind that box.
I'm convinced my team plays with their eyes closed.
Wait, are you paying attention to that too?
I pay attention to everything.
Play with your eyes closed. Breeze hasn't been in the map rotation since like 1847. Like, when was the last time you played Breeze?
1846.
I played it in Swift Play just a week ago. Thank you very much.
Me personally, don't play Swift Play. I only scrim.
Let's just keep them coming. Let's see what the next one is. I'm sure we're giving our crew on the stage a lot of time. What is this?
Icebox.
Oh, that is the box.
Icebox? I think this is fine.
It's the floor in the tunnel, right? Dude, there's one guy in the crowd who is a knower, who keeps thumbs upping and answering immediately, and he's giving me eye contact, and I know that it's Icebox.
In your heart?
In my heart of hearts.
Okay, because if it's not, we're kicking you and him out of it.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you cool with that guy in the crowd?
Yeah.
Are you cool? You'll get kicked out if you're wrong? You give me a shrug. That's not confidence. What happened to your confidence? There's 4 of you. All 4 of you will get kicked out. Okay, reveal it. Reveal it. Security, get ready to throw us
I
out.
hope it's like bind or something like that. It'll be great.
I think it's split.
Oh, it is Icebox. Dude, this is crazy.
My goat.
He gets to stay for the time being. Oh, man. This actually is pretty fun. Okay, I know everyone in the chat's probably pissed off, but guys, we have no control over this, so we're just trying to keep this going. In any case, so let's see what I think we have another one. So let's bust that up on the screen. You know what? Okay.
Wait, I know where this is.
That's split.
This looks like split.
No, hold on.
This looks
You want to know why?
There's a train on the wall because it's a train station in Split. It's got to be, right?
Monitoring the train
Trains
station.
mentioned.
Yeah. Trains mentioned. This isn't the training range?
The training range.
Is
Was
this a
that
bait?
supposed to be a pun, Brennan?
I don't know. Maybe it's a training range. It could be split. There's train.
Wait, guys, what is it? What is it?
Split.
Split.
They're incoherent.
Are you sure?
Wait, there's
Because
also,
I heard
a train on pull.
There is, but it's like it connects the cities. There's not a station. Split is a
I think it
station.
says the map name on the top of the calendar.
No, it doesn't. Really?
Are you trying to cheat? It says January, Joshua.
January. What is this?
No.
Where is this?
No.
This is the map January. Let's actually.
Bro, that's not a map.
Guys, it's January. Can we get the reveal?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, it was actually February. Oh,
You
no.
hate to see it. All right, let's see what map this is. And if it is January.
It's Split.
Hey, I would have never guessed it was there.
But can we, I mean, that poor person's got to work in that room. Where are the doors?
What kind
Probably on the other side, like below red.
quality settings do you have to see that?
You can't. Look, wait. Can we reverse this clip and zoom back in? I don't think there was even a window.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
This game feels rigged.
That actually is a dungeon.
Look, I don't see a window.
No, there definitely was no window there, actually.
No, there
right.
wasn't.
This game's not fair.
Yeah, it was my old bedroom.
It's
in
rigged
high
from the
school.
beginning.
Nice. All right.
Are you Harry Potter?
I am the boy who lived. Okay. Somehow I made it here. Next one.
This is
Bind teleporter. It's like under the like the.
Yeah, this is even bind or fracture.
Crowd. What do we think it is, crowd?
Cooking.
Oh, it could be fracture.
I heard fracture.
I think it's either bind or fracture. Do you know where it could be as well? It could be under plat on Haven.
Teleporter where?
I'm going heaven on bind.
Definitely bind, fracture,
Behind heaven.
No. I know. Here's the thing.
For the big radiant
I can metagame this because I know who made these. The Observer, Yeti. One of the shots he always does when we're on bind. He always does a shot in the teleporter of the big thing. You guys know the Prelude to Chaos skin, how it has like the ball of energy you put in? I sound like a crazy person right now. I promise I'm not. But there's a big ball of energy in the teleporter on bind. So it's bind.
Are you willing to bet that or else you get kicked out of the venue?
Yeah, again.
This is heavy.
Again, kick me out.
Kick you out? All right.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm fine. It's a tech
going
plus.
bind?
I'm going bind, too.
You're going bind? Bind? All right. Let's see what it is. Because I think a lot of people kind of caught it early on. Potentially. Maybe.
See, there's the big
I don't know.
Where
Yeah,
are
that's
we?
bind. It is bind.
And that is
Yeah.
bind.
Yeah, by heaven, see?
I knew exactly where that was
Good work,
the
GB.
whole time. I was convinced and confident.
I was so ready
that
to lead a
was
chant of "Get her out."
I mean, you still could.
No. Do we have one more? I don't know if we have one more. We have, and by the way, guys, I did get word. Hopefully in like a minute or two, we'll be jumping back in. So just bear with us for a little while longer and enjoy yourself. Let's take a look at another. Tell you what, that is a production facility that certainly needs
the box looks like the ones that they have in Icebox, no?
It wants us to say Icebox, but I feel like that's too easy.
It could be Fracture Icebox.
I mean, it's literally ice, isn't it?
No, those are like laundry bags.
Laundry bags?
Yeah,
they look
those
like
are
a
laundry
big block
bags.
of ice.
I think they're laundry bags.
That's what the Titanic ran into. That's ice, mate.
I mean, it's even out of like a calcium deposit. Are there any calcium quarries?
Oh, bind the calcium map.
I don't know. No, I think that's like laundry
That is
bags.
actually famously, Brent, from the lore. It's not radianite, it's calcium that all the agents are after.
It's a new comic that's coming out next week, actually. So you just
I've
leaked
heard
it.
this.
Wow,
People
what
are
a
saying this.
Terrible person you are. What do we think it is, crowd? Fracture.
Fracture.
No one thinks Icebox. Does anyone think Icebox?
That person does.
Yeah, I feel like they want
There's
us.
like
They
15.
do. They do over there. They do there. All right, let's see what we got. Let's
like it's
see.
Fracture,
Let's see. And the reveal is...
It's Fracture.
Yeah.
Fracture. So for you, out of here. I'm kidding.
Salt deposit.
I'm really glad I didn't wager on this one.
Yeah, because it would have been a wrap at that point. We have one more. This is it for all the marbles. What are the marbles? I don't know.
Oh, where's that little worm guy at?
The worm.
Wait.
Oh, it's the training. Wait,
I
is
think
it the
this
training
is the
range or
training
Haven?
range.
Isn't it the training range? This is a red herring, surely.
I think this is the training range. Just like in the I don't know, there's like a shelf.
Someone said Breeze. What do we think it is?
I mean, at least we know where Ardis Conscience ran off to. He's got a top hat and a cane, and he's just waddled away.
I have
no idea what this is.
I think it's the training range.
Training range?
It looks like the ceiling.
I mean, are we gonna call the trick question?
I think you should.
Is that allowed in the game? They've already put Breeze in.
Breeze was fair game.
Let's
No,
see.
it wasn't.
Let's see what it is. Let's reveal. What is this area in the video game that we play?
Oh, is it Haven Short?
Oh,
it's Haven
wow.
Garage?
Wow, way not to know what it is. I knew it was Haven the whole
This
time.
game is rigged against people who play on low settings. That simply
Maybe,
doesn't
I don't
exist.
think you got a single one of those right.
Yeah.
I got at least 2 out of 10.
Not gonna front Mimi. Tight buns at this game.
Analyst or fraud? You were a fraud.
I am a fraud.
All right, folks. Well, we thank you all so much for sticking with us. And yes, I know that this next thing isn't going to be the best thing, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, hopefully everything's situated. I'm sorry, I know, but we love your faces. And we'll see you in just a second. Don't go anywhere. you guys must hate hearing my voice. I do too, but don't worry. Hopefully, we'll be jumping into the action as soon as we possibly can, as we're surfing through this tech pause right now, of course, here at Champions 2023. It's 6-3 in the total on Bind. Zeta Division is up as it stands. And of course, when we jump back into the action, we'll see obviously how this kind of plays into, you know, maybe even a potential good situation here for NRG, as you were alluding to before, Sean, because these long tech pauses, Zeta were hot. They were hitting their shots, and you can definitely feel a little ice forming on that stage.
For sure. I feel like FNS's brain must be moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour right now, thinking of all the counters to get these last 3 rounds. I think they're pivotal if NRG wants to actually have a chance in this map. The double duelist going into attack, that's where you would have to probably favor them. So NRG sitting kind of in a rough spot right here, kind of needing to close out this half in a really strong fashion.
Yeah, they absolutely will here. And for Zeta, it would be a massive moment if they could do this. But I might have something to have more fun, because we love fun. I've managed to weasel some Jeopardy questions out of our resident stat producer space. And we might have some trivia. Do you guys think you're good at trivia?
No.
I think I'm pretty good at trivia. Let's go ahead and do this, because we have to
One second, hold on. I have to figure out how this game actually works.
Oh my goodness.
She's reading the rule book.
I'm reading the rule book.
Resident sleeper.
You guys talk, I have to nerd out for a second.
This is live production basically at its best here. Mimi trying to figure out the rules of a game.
desperately to find
It's like when you go to a party with your friends, and then you always have that one guy who's like, guys, let's play some board games. And they bust out Settlers of Catan, and then no one knows how to play the game.
I figured out how to do that. Okay, so there's a variety of categories here, and I want you guys to, never mind.
Mimi, I just got word. The game's ready to go, so let's go and send it back over to Brennan's Sideshow. Silence, woman, and we'll go back to the caster.
Thank God.
Check out sleep.
There's no shot. My man is sleeping on the job, man. Okay. Wake up, Jet. There's a game to be played. 6-3 is the score. Zeta versus NRG. We are back to it. Let's get this one started.
And it's a short presence from Zeta, something the court artists of previously showstopper in play.
Yeah, not sleeping on the job anymore, are they? Still, it's counter spam here onto the corner. Artists dropping depth. No damage really done. 10. This is the target there. Wide out to the open.
Well, he's got a scramble. I mean, he's
What's
looking
going on? He's all the way out, man.
It's difficult to punish him because you're worried about him being a little tasty piece of bait. Crashies uses the Seekers. I've got your trail.
Yep, finally. Let loose now, guiding them towards the side here, but already the rotations are abound. This is a real scramble of a round. They've taken up control towards Lamps. Victor there's to take it now. Ollie off the default plant. Som now starting to get that plant down. Trailblazer round to the side here. No connection really there, but the orbital strike clears out towards Lamps.
Good work putting up the wall there from Finesse, because otherwise everybody on Zeta would have had a firing line.
Retaking that ground now. Everybody really just pushed up into short. Flash not receiving anything here. NRG gonna try and weather this one. They do have lineups as well to just buy them that extra time. Finesse going to be holding for that one right here. Needs to be a bit of a tap, maybe a chance or an attempt on it, but already look at it. Snakebite sailing. 10. Will he get half onto this one? He does, but still the Snakebite's falling. Leave it to just Sugar Zero. It falls apart. Prime game in Flawless.
What a turnaround. What a difference there. And a great response to Zeta pushing down short. That's something that we've seen NRG get caught by earlier on in this half. It's a nice idea, a good way of being able to generate fights early. And yet Ardis perfectly positions himself, instead of trying to take an early fight, just spraying into that, anticipating people to push. And Finesse was able to send out a Snakebite and then evacuate through Market to avoid being punished by 10. Laz is going to pick up a judge here. And no armor as well on Finesse. He's forgotten to buy.
Uh-oh.
That might be an error. I mean, it is an error, but we'll see whether it ends up getting punished.
Sometimes calling a little bit too much.
We've definitely seen people like Boaster do that in the past. It's the IGL's issue.
Just forgetting.
In the meantime, it's Ardis that looked like he might be under pressure early on. It's a double push from Zeta into Showers, but not through Showers, at least not just yet.
Just trying to hold that space here. Ardis left to contain it. There is a good trade. That was slightly delayed. Ardis anticipating it from a different angle.
Oh, and a guiding light sent out from Crow over towards B-Long. And the rest of NRG will be able to hear that. They'll know that Zeta have bad information about how many NRG players are around. And it's only Laz.
Showstopper. It's only Laz. He brings him down.
The Trailblazer didn't see Laz.
And the rocket did not get fired.
A tragedy from the duo of Crashies and Victor, who have normally got that play refined and down. That is saving grace for Zeta, who only had a single player defending, and Laz held his ground.
Now Crow trying to help them out. Snakebite towards the back there. That's going to cancel it out of the dog. Vulnerable to up.
30 seconds.
Molly sent flying. Crow.
Dodgy swing.
Yeah. Dodgy, but really just being pushed out into the open. The smokes as well. Sugar Zero's laid one down for them to really work around here. Molly at the feet. Laz going to move around here. Spots it out. Damage done still. Some will drop. Crashes close to the corner. No, there's not really any time left. 10. Brought it to the 1v1. Finesse, he is low. Single bullet. They'll do the job, and it's done it. 7-4.
Scramble of the movement there towards the end. Finesse trying to jump back into the tube, knocked his head. Took a bullet. 7-4. Zeta, no matter which way this ends up, with an excellent defensive half on buying the map that they picked. Things are scrappy towards the end there. I'm sure a lot of people will be analysing that round back. Oh, would the armor have made a difference there in that final moment? But to be honest, I think in that kind of situation, Finesse had his work cut out winning a duel. This is similar to the pistol round.
Yep, here it is. Flash held by Crow. No noise being made. Stun, flash, combo, push together. Satchel is good to disengage. Victor taking damage, and finally, there is a reinforcement. NRG favoured in the outcome in the skirmish. Sugar Zero.
What a play.
No way, man, no way. Close to the corner, Artis anticipating.
And the punish game, excellent here from NRG. That movement from Victor, sublime to avoid it. Both him and Artis springing the trap without anybody taken down. Watching this retake potentially, I mean, they're going to go for it in the 2v4 for sure, because it's the final round, but it's an approach from both sides.
Up to cross, Laz, he needs energy. There we go.
Barely going to get past.
Avoids it.
He's made a footstep. I don't think Artis will be able quite to hear that.
Chance for a timing. It is the final round of the first half. Got to put everything towards us now. No use saving, but really running out of time. 10 out towards the open there, the high ground angle. And Laz is only saving grace being that, hell, he wasn't nobody. Made a footstep, made a noise. Adjustment, but still time working against him. You can start to hear it ticking in a triple face. Impossible to get through. So that is a salvaged half, I would say, for NRG, considering where they were starting off at.
Certainly.
7-5.
Certainly salvaged by NRG, but a nice lead from Zeta. You know, things working on their defense side, hitting shots, finding their moments. And so overall, I think both teams will be fairly happy heading into the next half and just looking to cruise forward with the momentum.
Yeah, certainly will. Big lead, you never know. A pistol round might just make all the difference here, but let's send it back down to the desk. You haven't heard enough of them just yet.
Oh, hello, friends.
Funny seeing you here.
Remember us? We're back.
Hey, guys.
Well, let's talk about what we saw. So, I think, Sean, serious face. Yeah. Really, I think the star of this one, you know, really got to look at over toward the Neon. You got to see what Zeta's doing with that. And it's really throwing a spanner into the game plan of NRG.
Yeah, I think Depp had a lot of success early on in this game. 10 even opened up several rounds as well. Mimi, like you pointed out, the stall smokes on the site. But this pistol round opener is what really got things started, in my opinion, for Zeta. And then stopping the showstopper here at Long B. I thought Depp just had a lot of individual moments throughout this game that shut down all of the heroics where typically FNS thrives.
And that's in such contrast to the Fnatic game, where it was Depp getting rolled over in opening kills. He was going for some of those same plays, taking some of those same risks, and it was never working out. Not a single first kill on their defense there. But here, they get 7-5 on Bind, which I think is more than most people would have bargained for against NRG on this map. And going into the second, I think that this comp can still be pretty strong on the attacking side. You have a lot of opportunities to pinch together with your double duels into sight. Have Neon go up long, we'll raise double satchels out back sight on B. You can do similar ideas on A. Paper X institutes similar ideas. Well, not with the Neon, but it's a really good effect. And NRG, I think it's pretty unlikely they've played against a comp like this.
Yeah, and I think this Neon is about to send it right now. I think the Raze can take fast showers control with the Sky. I think the Neon can be zooming up short A. They're going to be doing fast A hits. They could get super fast B long control. And on this new version of Bind, getting that teleporter control at B long so you could pivot between sites is so important.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out for Zeta Division. All NRG need is 2, and they're back in it to send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
Yeah, we'll find out. Pistol round. I mean, it's so damn important here. 7-5. It can be the difference between evening it up, and you're going to see a clash immediately. The battle lines are drawn, and NRG seeking to overextend past their own here. Look at this, already pushed up with the crossfire. Util not really ready for it, just still holding the guns. And neither side willing to make a move with the wall going up. Victor is in their faces! And Zeta, they jump on the chance, they pounce upon it.
4 players posted there from NRG. None of them are able to get a single kill. All of them falling to Zeta.
And this is a pistol round win. It's inevitable. Finesse. It'd have to be a masterclass and more, wouldn't it? Nah, I mean, the class is just not doing it for him. Prime game of flawless.
Great way to begin the attack half from Zeta. A pistol round that they, had some... They had clearly bought some utility to go for some kind of a hit. Weren't maybe expecting the fight to come to them quite as quickly. But Victor swung there, taking a fight that the other 3 players can't help him with, trying to find a timing on one individual, and I don't think NRG will have been hoping for the entirety of Zeta to be waiting for them.
Also just maybe expecting to just only find one player when the wall's up.
Certainly. There's another clash. 3 players from NRG defending Shower.
The flash connects, and they've given up on the area. No, they have not. I mean, I stand corrected. Deb.
How's he gotten out there without a single point of damage?
No idea. He's on 150. He survives, though.
3-player stack kind of hoping to drive Zeta reactively into B, where Finesse waits with a shorty and Ardis has 3 bullets in the headhunter. NRG are gambling here, hoping that it wasn't going to be a commitment to A, and Zeta have gone straight into that weakness.
Do still need to clear Showers. Diligence needs to be shown there as well, but NRG over towards the back of the side tap. See if there's some util. Showers is there, so there's the plant. No control over towards Lamps. There's this flank now occurring on top of that, so NRG working behind them. Really seeing if they can do some damage, but if one area is not watched for, could definitely slip out of their control here for Zeta Division.
It's the flank battle here.
Yeah, Laz needs to really put a stop to it, and he does. It's the fight towards the back of the site. So, Prime Gaming Flawless once more. Very healthy with the guns. 9-5, Zeta Division. Starting to see a real semblance as well of why they picked this one. It feels like at times as well that these rounds are falling into their hands.
But I think it's also great work around the map.
Yeah, they're capitalizing on it, right?
They're prodding towards Showers, just looking to try and get a little bit of information. Yeah, Depp's a little fortunate to survive with his full HP, but he didn't really fully commit to the fight. It's not like he was going to go down. So they prod, and then they re-clear through short. It's a nice attacking round. Zeta are all bunched up again, though.
Interesting. I mean, Zeta, I think of this team, slow default, spread out. That's how they like to play it. This time grouped up, 4-1 split. Molly and the nade already going to be used here. 10 was ahead of it all. I mean, he must have just got chunked down by all the utility. Laz late on that one. Snake bite dropped. Wow,
that was bold from Victor.
Yeah.
Swings straight through the snake bite from Laz. Maybe feeling it a little. He didn't have the greatest attack half. NRG, when they played against Billy, did make some level of recovery playing on defense on split. Just didn't end up being enough in that specific instance. Now they find themselves in a 5v3, massively favored to dismiss this bonus round. But Ardis has got his work cut out for him.
Here's them moving past him. Trademark's gone. He's still on his TP towards the back. And yep, okay, there is safety there. Victor. So his teammates back. Snake Bite missing.
Missed.
Yeah, it doesn't push them off this plant. 8-10 flying. Smoke still to play around. Flash in the hands of Crow. He's ahead of it. He blinded himself. Victor comes out the victor. Damage definitely done to these players still, but it's NRG with massive control of the map and the site here. All they got to do is try and isolate these fights out there. He's got 2 of them down. JDS with a Bulldog. Shook Zero close though. Can't win that one, so saw him eventually. Safe hands.
NRG again needing to be bailed out by Som in that moment after a huge play from Depp. Som, in fact, is swinging ahead of Crashies, not really relying on the team play to bail them out of those kind of situations, instead just taking the duel. He's good for it, though. Been a massive firepower addition to this team, I think. And that's an unfortunate moment from Crow. Looked like the timing could have potentially made something happen there. And that's a 3v5 that does end up getting a little dicey. Now there's 10 seconds for Depth to figure out a buy. He's not just going to leave himself the overdrive. I mean, they're just going to send it then.
It depends what the plan is, yeah, exactly. If they're going to send it, which they are, it's popped off immediately over the top. Ardis has to back away from this one. Stun close towards it. They want to squeeze towards Showers, and they've gained control of it now, but there's another crunch. Victor with the Trailblazer. Into the corner, though, right into the sightlines of it, and the plant not denied. Spam into it, but Ardis has to respect it. Back TP, there's a judge in his face. Sugar Zero, that's his territory now. You do not want to wade into it. Satchel round with the flash. That is impeccable, but it's still got a crossfire.
Gutting for 10. What a play.
Som keeping his IGL safe. Surviving on 5 health here, but again, yeah, you don't want to be walking into Lamps, not with a judge there. A warning shot. Rattled off. Do not step closer.
Finesse getting healed up by Crashies, who used the space gained by Victor to retake Showers. This is tough.
It's down towards them as well. Kills be flowing on either side. Lines it up. The nade. Oh, the molly missed. Yep. The tap. You have to force this one out into the open. Sugar Zero. Body checked it. Will die and will force some sticking onto half. Spray transfer. Not intact. So NRG barely, just barely win the round.
And it's Som again that helps them over the line. For Sugar Zero, I would expect a player of his caliber to have some kind of molly lineup from Lamps and not just have to kind of chuck that one on the fly and then jump towards the person who tapped with a judge. Maybe getting scrambled in that moment slightly. Or from inside the smoke, couldn't see a lineup that he would usually use.
Yeah, potentially.
These are 2 close rounds now that have gone the way of NRG with their diffuses on A. But it has hurt the Zeta economy. Dep's going to be able to hero rifle here along with Laz because he only used his overdrive in the prior round, and Zeta are fast again. This is so different to the way that Zeta would usually play. Quite a slow team, but have demonstrated the ability to pick up the pace in the past.
Hey up, Ardis. Oh, he's alone. Into this position here. Smoke, drop, damage.
Needs help.
Done to him, man. He definitely needs help. He's
Maybe not.
Firing blindly into it. Lurk attempt. Brought down to their knees.
Doing it all on his own here, Ardis, isn't he? That's twice now that NRG have gone for that Trailblazer through the Showers teleport to be able to follow it instantly with a player. It was Victor taking a duel that got traded out quite nicely in the prior round, and this time Ardis gallivants through on the back of the Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah.
No wonder they're extinct.
I mean, we've seen NRG. I mean, they are taking some risks with how they're playing with this one. I mean, Victor now, I think back to him, swinging through the snake bite, vulnerable up, taking the fight, but not shying away from it. They want to take the fights through Showers.
They definitely do. I don't know what it was about this kind of extended technical pause and then the halftime too, but they seem like they've come out with the intention to deliberately take duels against Zeta. And they're not taking silly duels at the beginning of the round where Zeta are pushing really quickly and overloading with utility, but they're actually trying to refight for space. And they're not afraid of taking the duels when it's required. The way that Zeta are playing their attack side, there's a huge amount of utility and map control being gained within the first, 10 seconds? And then NRG have a little pause, they back up, and then they refight for the space. And so far, that plan is working really well. We need to see an adjustment from Zeta. Despite being in the lead, it feels like they're losing control just a tad.
Look at this again from Ardis. I mean, many chances for him to just get overwhelmed. He's on 19 health, spamming with a Vandal there.
Enemy remaining.
That's what I'm talking about. They look very confident to force the duels.
Yeah.
Confident that they are going to win them if they do force them.
Keep this string of rounds going, honestly, NRG. They've got the ults for it.
Ardis also with the tour de force, I think, is up on top of truck there.
It's going to catch, so there's some info. Snake bite dropped.
So it's good utility. Not a huge amount of it, just a snake bite and the stun to get the whole of B long. Good flash to get off the angle as well, so the Death Crow can peek from
here it is.
Multiple sides. There's
Don't
the
stop.
refight.
Oh, the movement. It's beefed. Straight down. Fuse is burning all the way down, and there will be no kills.
But it's very similar again. Zeta use a lot of utility, or at least a bit of utility, at the start of the round to get map control. NRG take it back. There's no kill gained, but now B long belongs to the defenders.
Do still have a minute. Time to work with. Orbital strike. Finesse needs to be careful about playing in lamps here.
Zeta are taking a pause over towards A as Depp and Crow contact reclear, making sure that Victor hasn't pushed deep into Fountain. This is wasting a lot of time from Zeta.
Up and broken. Crow just trying to fake his presence with force rotations, which has achieved the goal.
30 seconds left.
It's the Seekers, even everything being offloaded to try and sell this fake over towards B. And yeah, it's just Artis left alive. Plenty of time still left to rotate into this. Funkinate Dynahide a plant, maybe. Players getting in. Trademark broken. 15 seconds.
The rendezvous.
Got to get a move on.
It would allow Artis to try and swing through the smoke there. The nade, possibly going to do the job.
Yeah, Sugar's Era sticking. This one still has his ult as well. How does he choose to use it? Jows is there. Seekers over the top. Pointing them in the right direction here for NRG. Depp, he's so far ahead of that. There's no smoke to really block that one. Molly at their feet. Here's the orbital strike. That's just
How does
one
that
kill.
catch Artis?
Yeah, only onto Artis here. 4 versus 4. It's all over the place. Into lamps. So the next duel is going to be taken. Almost there with a transfer, but it's 1-for-1. Victor backing away. I'm running ever so slightly low here. Finesse just holding for this smoke in this position. Wins that fight out. Catching all the available angles. Leaving it just to Crow. And Crashies. So consistent.
NRG diligent on the retake. These A retakes are happening over and over again right now. Zeta getting funneled into them because they don't have the space across the rest of the map. And NRG are putting a focus on making sure Showers is cleared out before they go and get rid of any players towards lamps and short. The protocols look excellent on these retakes. And they're also putting Zeta players in uncomfortable spots. You saw from Depp there as he just sprinted from around where he was at default over towards triple. Just taking a single fight. They had a Brim ultimate. They used it almost immediately afterwards. If that had been synced up, perhaps, maybe it generates a pick, causes chaos in the NRG camp, and things go the other way. But right now, NRG have figured something out and look like they're about to take the lead again.
Yeah, they're definitely in control of this map. I'd say they're definitely just getting pushed into all of these unconventional fights, I will say, but NRG are really good with the retakes. It's been working out for them. So timeout, adjustments need to happen here for Zeta.
And here's what I would suggest for Zeta. I mean, they're going into a bit of a wonky buy round, but once you get to a round where you really feel like you have a chance to win it, contact plays at the start of the round are going to be really useful against what NRG are doing. NRG are just giving you the space at the start because they know they're going to be able to take it back afterwards. So if you can creep up on them, they're not going to realize that you're there. You might even have an opportunity to take picks early.
Well, contacting, tour de force for Artis.
Yeah. Probably the worst time to implement my advice, to be honest. We'll see whether
it's going to be hard.
Definitely hard.
There's the snake bite. That will catch onto it. Stun is good, actually. Forces the TP, so it's going to be away from that angle. And instantly Finesse is there. Can't be rushed upon because of the molly that was laid down a little bit earlier.
This is now an incredibly solid hold towards B. You have to either contest Ardis, who has this sightline and a trademark, or you go through Finesse's pit. Either way, B just looks fairly horrible, which has allowed NRG to stack 3 players on the other side. Ardis not particularly worried about someone crossing into Hookah. He can still take this line because of the trademark. Everybody on Zeta is still trying to flood through. They're going for this.
Might be a bloodbath. It might be brutal. Here it is. Smokes. The dropped gives the indicator. There's immediately a wall in their face as well. It does block Artis off the sideline. Stunned up, but, well, just hits the kneecap. 10. Taken straight out, but the site is theirs. They don't have control of B long. Still, might become a problem. The later portions. Trailblazer, that's a connection into the smoke. Depp, will he evade? Capture here. Everybody, it's all onto Crow. Up to the top, though. Brought down. And Laz has made all the footsteps. Crashies has exactly the right idea. And the lead goes now to NRG.
Great defensive round from NRG then. Difficult for Zeta to even have a chance on getting in. The fact that the defensive wall was used by Finesse did offer them an opportunity, but as Ardis manages to find just the, like you said, the kneecap there, lands the kill with the tour de force, wouldn't have even done it with an operator. But then the flood came back through off the back of Crashies Trailblazer. Zeta are struggling currently. This is a double duelist composition and they cannot find a foothold on attack.
Try and run it back somehow. Gliding. Dodged. Artis is spotted out here. Of course, still has the rendezvous. Just waiting it out. Pulls that util out of them. That's what the Chamber's so good for. But this time there is that instant reaction. Trademark is broken. Laid into the back with a snake bite. A little bit disjointed though. And the rest of NRG. Their teammates now rejoining them over towards the site.
There's 4 players ready here to defend. These smokes have been used very early on. Some doesn't have any left, and there's still a minute on the clock. So if Zeta pump the brakes, they might be offered an opportunity to find picks with the Sheriff.
Slowing it down. Leaving just 10 into a forward position, forward angle. Actually deciding and deliberating what they want to do. The flash is bad info.
And to be honest, of all the players to insert, 10's got a stinger. You know, he's not really even going to be able to look for picks with the Sheriff.
That's dodgy.
There's one.
Yeah, the flash connected. Artis wanted to try and get back up onto that angle. Thought it was safe with the rendezvous, but it's brought down, taken out with 35 seconds left. There is a lurk attempt.
And this is what Laz did based off the B pressure in the previous round. It's just that Zeta committed and all died on B before he could do anything.
And if they're going to be running over to A off this presser, I mean, Victor could just be the player here and now to deny this one. He's got a nade still waiting. And time is running low. Orb in their face, a bit of spam here. He's got the lineup, he's already pinging it out.
That was
there
good
it is.
damage to 10.
Rebounding, 10! Has to get off of it. And this is really brutal now. 8 seconds, anything else? On the back side of this one though, NRG don't have it.
So a 4v5 where NRG need to use utility or double face even to get out into backside.
And sort of showstopper now.
This is difficult. Zeta, despite their bad weaponry in a 5v4, probably favored, but it's another one of these A retakes that NRG have looked so good at. Usually they focus on clearing out showers before they go and dig these players out of lamps.
Crossing, contacting into showers. Depp is really holding a really far back angle. It's a white swing by Som. Molly over the top as well. Buy some time. 10's brought down though. That was a showstopper. Do they have enough house behind this one here? Even without the weapons, yeah, NRG are already calling it. They're just vacating. They want to get out of there. They need to keep these guns. And they will not do so. 10 to 10. Another MasterCard Thrifty added to the collection. Zeta Division.
What a moment to be able to get it done with poor weaponry. Off the back of Laz lurking. That's the value sometimes of even learning from your defeats, learning from what you're able to achieve in lost rounds. The round where Zeta just decided to send it on B and Laz got that lurk and ends up running behind and Crashies deals with him. It looks a little foolish at the time, but it results in Zeta putting pressure towards B and finding that moment for Laz where he can make something happen and pull everyone back. On top of that, the punish on Artis put them in a very nice spot.
Yeah. NRG lacking a lot of information in that last round.
Yeah, and I think here NRG have already, earlier in this, on that 5-round streak, they're trying to react very quickly to what Zeta were doing because the pace was so high. That round, Zeta changed up the tempo. They faked like it was going to be really quick at the start, baited out all of some smokes, and then hit the brakes. And that left NRG in a tough position where they'd over-rotated to B and overused utility. And that, I think, is going to be part of what this timeout is about, is reassessing that situation. Okay, maybe we can't just act as simplistically against what Zeta are doing.
I think they've already got a good answer as well. Just looking at the setup here, operator purchase for Artis, and he's going to be watching, at least with his trademark, close towards it. He's taking showers control.
Oh, and meantime, you've got Finesse with a judge who's either going to be playing towards short or lamps.
And so this is where real answer to try and stop these lurks from happening.
Is it YZ on the other side? 10's got a judge and a showstopper.
Might be able to clear them out here. Group up stuns are very good. Artis, almost a connection. It's away though with the TP. He's close to the corner here. Does need to back away. Surely he hears the dog now. Yeah, right behind Triple. Fast lane, right in his face. There's another connection with the stun. Showstopper, close, doesn't land it. Doesn't let it loose. Finesse still holding this ground. He is vulnerable up. Exchange of the guns here, taking a ton of damage.
There's no way you expect Depp to be pushed all the way deep like that.
Yeah, Fox in the pen, really. It's right behind them. He's regained control of lamps for them. On top of that, the pit's there, but already this reflank attempt of NRG pushing up straight through down into short. They're gonna have to try and flip the map, but they are really just being squeezed from two avenues. Having control still there, it's flashed deep into it. Molly and Util exchange, it's all the game of timings. Sugar Zero's turn this time, and backs away critically, crucially. Just making them feel uncomfortable. Can't really sit still onto this one, but here it is. Crashies, the fuse is half covered. Molly's late, it's half. Onto the defuse! Laz, spraying it down, damage done to Artis. Chances for him to win it, but really with it ticking like this, it just looks unlikely. And it is 11-10.
Awesome adaptations from Zeta very late into this game. When things were tied up at 10 apiece, before Zeta got these last two, it looked like they were out. They didn't have an answer to what was happening, and they've made the adjustment just in time by the look of things. These last couple of rounds, they've found their entries into sights and been able to hold off the retake attempts. Really nice flank on the flank from Sugar Zero. He got a little whiffy and he still managed to find some success. And now with 5 seconds, you got Ardis with an operator looking towards short and everyone else on Zeta grouped up around there.
They'll be using stuns to set them up on these angles. With the Seekers on top of it. Yeah, hard pressed to really get value there. Tucked to the corner with the TP. Fast lane up already. They want to seek to punish this. Good shot to connect. Ardis still with another one. A 1-2 punch. It's a one-man army. Into the smoke. Crow making another go of the play as well. There's that connection! But it's all Ardis once more. Picked up the pieces for it. Reflank attempt.
Well, what a tough situation for Ardis to get anything done. Double Jewel is hunting him down after Seekers are in his face, and yet he delivers over and over for NRG, drawing things back up level at 11 apiece. The shot as well onto Dev, I think barely just catches his hand.
Yeah.
That's like an elbow shot. And then he's back there to be able to pick up 10 and was swinging with a judge. Some ridiculous shots there. Anyone's game.
He is. No presence towards B for Zeta. Dev has ran through, walked through.
He's half health.
Yeah, all the way through here. I mean, there's a heal throw. Doesn't want to use it though, not just yet. Using the dog. Blazer. Spotting the one. Fast lane as well. Almost faking the presence, but there is a spike still in Crow's hands. Not like they can really pivot to anything here. Forcing out this util. Okay, showstopper. Victor.
Bad timing on it. They thought that Zeta had already committed to the site.
Exactly.
Victor won that back, but
10.
Wow, well guessed.
Trying to tuck himself to the corner. There's no safety there. Not from it. They're still holding that space though. It
Back
is
into Ardis.
Pump fake. Ardis is here. Cannot adjust in time. Laz is there with it, but it's an approach on basically every sector of the map.
Zeta are going to speed things up here. They're going to have a 3v4 situation where they have some timing to be able to reposition. It's a nice orb too, though Victor might feel confident slipping behind it.
He does, he uses it across.
Does he know that Sugar Zero's already fairly deep in elbow?
Sugar Zero, it's got to be called, it's got to be called! He's not ready. Nade re-earn for Victor, lovely jump spot. The boom bot, eating the bullets. Has to be a miracle now. Laz, shots are rattling and hitting. It's 3 so far. Can he make it 4? All the way to the side, ADS, 8 bullets left! That's the ace! Laz! That's what dreams are made of.
What a hero moment from Laz. From the very beginning, the opening shot to start that entire round is just a deletion of Ardis.
Oh my.
I mean, that is beautiful. Some of the shots he's hit here are the tiniest little pixels. He's so talented. But to put it together in this round, to give his team match point.
That is cold.
What a moment.
And it's 12-11, like you said, it's map point. Would be monumental for Zeta Division.
Both teams have orbital strike to work with and are 1 away from other very impactful ults. This push is so different.
All the way through, yeah. What a
NRG
way to switch it
not
up.
gone for this. They've pushed out B a couple of times, but not out through showers.
Dev's not going to suspect it. Yeah, back towards it. Patience is played. He can hear it already. Spamming into the corner.
Barely any
damage
damage.
done, yeah. Still on top of the box. It's traded.
But there goes the Brim ult.
It's removed now. One onto the other side here, just rushing into things. 10. He's dropped. Couldn't follow up on the rest of his team. Orbital strike as well, out into the corner here. Finesse forced to really swing wide into the TP. That was a headshot connection. Artist though survives, 5 health. Victor has brought them to an absolute crawl. 12-12, we're going to overtime.
A result, I think, at the moment that both teams can be fairly happy about. NRG had to dig themselves out of a hole and won't go quietly. Recovering a map point there. But Zeta have showcased that they're able to go toe-to-toe with NRG on one of their best maps, at least historically. Well, we have seen some huge moments from individuals here towards the end. And in the past, we've seen emotions flare high from both of these teams, but I'm especially thinking of the moments that Zeta have come close to success and had it torn away from them at previous tournaments. They will be desperate to hold on here and convert the advantages that they've had on Bind into a victory. On the defense side here, Crow is still in spawn to start this round.
They are late with this setup. Already rushing to try and again fill up the gaps in a defensive protocol, but he doesn't actually know if they've aggressed onto B long that early, just holding it and jump spotting it. It's all slow though. Patience played by NRG. They know that Artis has been liking to lurk over towards there. Lovely the jump spot. Caught with a util 10, almost punished.
A lot of respect being shown here by NRG at the start of these rounds, waiting for somebody to peek.
Hey up.
I don't think they'll expect that to be Neon or Ping.
Orb in his face. Can't disrespect it.
And yet still Ardis going for a jump spot. Again, tons of respect being shown, but Deb is gonna have to be the hero for Zeta.
This is where the difference could be made. Doesn't know if they crossed, holding the sideline, but he orbs up in his face and contacting again. No sound cues. Where is the information? Depp has got to be aware that they pushed up onto this. They could be really far up. They are indeed. Stun to there. Allows him to back away. Flash into the corner. Blinded for but a moment, but he's had to give up that space, and Showers is really being crumbled on, crunched on. Nade, it's delayed. In fact, rebounding actually perfect. 10. Not enough to deny, but he claims his 2. Maybe a winnable scenario. Heel's still online.
And the plant went down, crucially.
Crash through the reposition here. Lamps being held by NRG. Doubled up. How do you fight this one with the operator? Trailblazer taken out. Pushing up, clearing the corners with the rifles here. Has to be an attempt of it. Flash. It's dodged. Step. Catches it though. Crashies and Som combine might together. The double face, the double swing. And now NRG. One more round will do it.
Excellent navigation of the various threats in that round. 10 did what he could, but the plant still went down, and that put NRG in such a better position. These duels towards the end are so crucial. It's still anybody's game as Crashies hits that 2K towards short, and he seals the deal. Got a feel for Depp in this spot too. Operator in hand wasn't quite able to do what he wanted, I think. He's at 27 kills, playing Neon on blind. Yeah. I mean, he's a player that sometimes has turned up to these big tournaments and had to get put in the backpack by the rest of the squad. You think about the last time these two teams faced, it was Laz and Sugar Zero doing the heavy lifting and 10 having big raise maps. You know, when they were playing on split, that kind of thing. It wasn't Depp, the main duelist, being able to put this level of output. And if Zeta end up losing this next round, it is going to be heartbreaking for them, because they have had their chances here on a strange map selection and an unusual composition that we don't see from many teams, but they've brought it to NRG, a team that's currently playing a little like a wounded beast.
Oh yeah, cornered. Still one more round will do it for them. They'll take the map early on in this series, and it could be, like you said, Josh, you know, heartbreak, I think, for Zeta Division. The potential of looking back at this round here is the real turning point in the entirety of this series, this elimination game.
Zeta have been going for these 5-person group up hits.
Artis is here with an op. Need util to push him off the angle on Showers. Here it is. At least the snake bite wall to set him up.
They're watching for the push. NRG have only done that a single time. Not that Zeta necessarily know. Finesse was here in case it was a fast A hit, and now he's fallen off. On his way back though with the Trailblazer and the smokes.
Yeah. Victor pushed away from this one. Is there a committal from Zeta? Looks likely, yep. Satcheling through. Lamp's control is theirs, and 10 has the judge. Plays, and Mischief is getting it up to tap onto the plant. Again, they have to force out this util. It's a snakebite nade actually overlapped here from NRG. Chances, maybe make a go of it with the rotations. They still don't have showers control. Do they leave 10 into this? Yeah, they're going to take it all the way through the TPs, but where do they commit? They didn't have any of that prior control.
It's a fake.
It's back to 8, because
all the
10's
way back.
holding the play. Yeah, he's holding the space, I should say.
10 is hoping that NRG reclear through Lamps right now.
But Ardis is going to be the thorn in their sides, isn't he? Still locked onto showers control, holding onto it with the operator, contacting his clearance. 10 is there, it's traded. Good by Victor.
30 seconds left.
4 versus 4 now, into the final moments of this one, and it's all to be decided. Not a one fight, 2 players left standing, Zeta. Are they really going to fall? Another TP to disengage away with the spike, catching it. Sugar Zero, there's one, and it's evened out still. 13 seconds.
Good flash as well. Crow knows that he has a little bit of time to get this down and reposition.
Crashes is fast onto the angle, damage done but no kill. Sugar Zero still there, peeking onto it. Victor, he's not going to land a shot. Still regrouping. Him and his teammate now tucking into elbow. Still 2 versus 2. Sugar Zero is going for an absolute jog, a marathon sprint round. Crow needs his help, and he needs it now, or does he? Wins his first fight out. Victor's not fast enough, and here's the time pressure. Pushed onto Victor, flashed off of it. Half onto it, doesn't land the shots from Zeta. Still another chance. Victor, he doesn't know where they are, hiding in wait. Sugar Zero not revealing a thing. Victor, no more bullets, only the shorty. And at range, he can't win it. It's another round of OT.
The saviors for Zeta. Crow and Sugar Zero step up to deliver that round. My God, that one was close. The teleporters zipping from site to site. You thought Ardis might have had a clue there in that moment. He went for a little jump peek over towards triple, but just didn't spot the opposing brim. And Sugar Zero's got a really nice kind of lurk play there, staying behind on A, and the full reposition. Even if Crow had gone down, Sugar Zero was wrapping that one up. He'd sold Victor. A real tail.
I have the spike.
Round and round we go here. The flash did connect. You can see it's forced a rotation out of depth. He's already running through the spawn.
10 has deliberately bought a judge in overtime.
I mean, there's been many instances of that.
Yeah. I mean, it worked when Billy were playing against NRG. Why not?
This is an interesting setup. It's a slide off angle, I think, by Crow. Tagged onto Laz. They don't like the look of that, NRG. The boombot triggered. I think they heard 2 players firing, so that's why they're backing away.
And just the counter utility was too fast. You know that they're fighting over that area.
Yeah. Again, but this anticipated.
This has driven them into 10.
Scout destroyed.
Spotted. Yeah, they hear it. That is a very difficult ask. You still want to try and fight off of this.
They're applying pressure here though, Brent, I think, so that Ardis can make space over towards B, and they can then send it through the teleporter back over to him. Ardis could be the crucial playmaker here if he takes a duel against Laz.
Him versus Laz, they're moving back over towards B. Ardis is making the call.
30 seconds though.
Saying that they've rotated off, and again, Laz, if he survives, could put a stop to this. They're already running.
There's so little time.
And there is no second chances here. Wall up in their faces. Flash doesn't connect here. Victor taking so much damage in the process towards the back of it. Damage is there. Spike drop down. And dead with the stun. Brutalized. Ardis has to plan this one. 10 has to lock down this angle. Still is being pressured and pushed off to the corner as well. Backing away. He's only got the Sheriff. It's all over the place. But there is that extension. Spike was planted.
Shot.
Yep, only the one shot. No reloads inside. Tour de Force is there. Spots it out. Gets the reload. Finesse. Can't win it. Ardis with a Tour de Force. 10 is jumping around. He's making a mockery of it. But he's got so much more to do here. And against the Tour de Force, it would have to be a belter of a shot. He thinks he's pushed on the angle. Spike ticking. How do you win this one? Enough time waited. Ardis actually off the angle here. The only way he wins it is by sticking it to half at this point. He's guessed incorrectly. Onto the corner, forcing it out wide. Jump spot, Ardis.
No,
it's impeccable.
time.
It's impeccable. The way he's played it, yes, he hits the shot, but Ardis left it with no chances, really. No chance at all.
Awesome round there called by Finesse. Bit of a masterclass round, if I do say so myself. I mean, that situation, they identify with the Trailblazer that 10 is holding with that judge inside lamps, and just give Artist the freedom to be able to work up B-long, and then reconnect back with him, and the trade-outs, despite a bit of a spray down from Depp inside Tube, the trade-outs are good on site. Look at the reaction, too, from Laz.
No reaction from Chet.
Yeah, Chet was a little concerned there for a moment.
Yeah, par for the course. I mean, so far, the map is really living up to the weight.
I mean, this is a heater of a game. And it feels like perhaps this is just the bias of being in the moment, but it feels like so much is going to end up being decided by this.
Yeah. I do think so. I mean, Zeta's map pick here. They lose it, it's brutal. You've got to think their chances of committing, this upset against NRG, getting that vengeance that's been long awaited, it just makes it so much more harder.
It goes down dramatically, their chances, if they're not able to convert. But on the other side, NRG have certainly been pushed. They're going to go for the glass cannon operator here in order to close things out and win on bind.
And Artis has been more than consistent with it. I mean, look at him, top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's been very good.
He's been pulling off insane shots. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting too many targets just from the look at his setup once more. Zeta grouped up. Looks like a fast take towards Showers.
Som has not been challenging that particularly heavily. Just pop the smoke down and make note of the utility that's being used. Now, they did go for the Showers crunch during regulation quite a bit, but there's nobody to follow up on the Trailblazer from Crashies, so NRG are not going to send that this time. They don't actually have many tools to be able to retake Showers. So this might finally be Zeta being able to find a piece of map control that NRG can't respond to. 4 players though stacked on A.
Yeah, into short. They are stacked up. 10 really just leaving him as that late lurk player. He's worried about potential push from behind in that reflank.
Well, just judging by the spread on Zeta's attack here, it might be that top fragger glass cannon operator Ardis who ends up deciding things. No, the spike heading back over to Market.
Here. I mean, Victor is so far ahead of everything. This angle you just do not expect. He's got one satchel, potentially to get out. He's ahead of it still to the corner. Last shuts it right down. Finesse is here. Crosshair placement's not good at all. Yes, still he wrangles it with him and Crashies. He's running into him.
Down A.
And this is it, surely the turning point. Zeta are getting picked apart, peeled to pieces. TP, the rotation's 30 seconds left. It's 2 players versus the might of NRG. This is their playground. The util to choke them out, 15 seconds. 3 players waiting for them. It's just impossible for Zeta. The flash, there's the connection, but it's all sprayed down. And NRG gonna be leading that series.
Dodging a bullet on a map pick that's been historically excellent for them, NRG prevail. A series of rounds there that got them back into the game, and though Zeta made it tough, NRG certainly had to work for it. I think they can be happy about that one. Curveball being thrown at them with the neon rays composition. Zeta with a bit of a pocket pick, but refuted.
We'll find out what's left as well in this series as well. Short break on the other side of things, a continuation of the series. Don't go anywhere.
Little moments of joy are not so little. They are pure joy. Therefore, treat yourself. Come to Andalucía.
Red Bull gives you wings.